Welcome back to Rounding Third Baseball, episode 345, league mandated time off and maybe league mandated retirements. I'm Nick. We have Harrison tonight. How are we doing tonight, Harrison?
Fantastic, Nick. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be back on the actual baseball talk show, not just Jeopardy. So I know you flew solo last night or last week, did a great job. So um, excited to be back to talk some baseball. Kind of an interesting week in the baseball world for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here for this week. The week before there wasn't a ton going on, but there's a lot going on this week, so this would have been a tough one to fly solo.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will dive into all of it. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping with these companies, please use our links at the top of our pages as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the show. We also have Rounding Third merch on Etsy. If you search Rounding 3RD Baseball, you'll find sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, phone cases. Pretty cool. Underneath John Carter's twin jersey last week, he had the Rounding Third Baseball shirt on. It was absolutely incredible. It was a cool surprise.
That a boy rocking it.
Yeah, so check that out. And it's a great way to support us and get our name out there. And also on Patreon, we're still dabbling with that a little bit, trying to figure it out. But if you really want to support your favorite creators and they're on Patreon, do yourself a favor and go over there and support them there. It's a great way to directly help out podcasts and creators like Harrison and myself. So check us out over there on Patreon. All right. So another Facebook algorithm update for you guys. Please take a minute and smash that like button on our live stream as much as you can. If you're on YouTube, do it. If you're on Facebook, just sit there, press the like, press the heart, random times throughout the show. Just keep hitting it, please. Okay? It does us a favor. It pushes the video. Facebook likes when they see all these likes and these hearts come out. So if you're on Facebook, please do that. If you're on YouTube, obviously like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, which most of you have. But just do us throughout the whole entire show. Just every once in a while, keep hitting the like and the heart button for us. That would be a great help.
Yeah, as the kids would say, just spam the like button. Just spam it. Just hit it over and over and over again. Spam it.
Yes, please. All right. Business stuff aside, let's get into the real business. We'll start off with Willson Contreras. A couple things happened this week with him. Let's start with the first one. He gets called out on a check swing for a strikeout, and he doesn't think he went around. They appeal to the first base ump, and the umpire calls him out. As he's going back to the dugout, he taps his helmet, right? Like he kind of wants like a review. The umpire tosses him. Was that a soft ejection in your eyes?
I mean, yes, I think it was a soft ejection, but at the same time, Contreras knows you can't like ABS a check swing, so it's there's something about this guy. I think he rubs people the wrong way. He tends to stuff just follows him, but for whatever reason, anytime he does anything, it just sets people off. And I'm not sure if there's a history there, if there's other stuff going on throughout the game that we're not aware of, but he gives everybody a very, very short fuse. Was it a soft ejection? Yes. It was also Contreras, I think, being a little bit of a dink and just seeing if he can get away with it. But if you can't handle a guy tapping his helmet, then you should probably take a look in the mirror and figure out if you're in the right line of work.
Yeah, Mike Reed says he wasn't even looking at the ump when he tapped the helmet. Ump was staring at him, just waiting for something. And Flat Cheese backs that up as we should get ABS for this as well. Now, they do have a check swing challenge system in is it the minors or the Atlantic League? It's one of those two.
It might be the Atlantic League. They're trying it.
Yeah. But listen, I mean, he's not in the umpire's face doing it. He's not even looking at the umpire. Like, I mean, it's just kind of like an off the cuff thing. Like, I don't think he's like necessarily trying to show him up, really. I mean, I guess you could take it that way, maybe, but this was a soft ejection. I mean, I've seen guys swear at umpires before and they're just like, get back in the dugout, like you're fine. He literally tapped his helmet. I mean, you can't get much softer than that.
Yeah, it's not a good look for the umpire, but there is something about this guy. He is a lightning rod for controversy. Everybody seems to have a problem with him. Everybody's got a beef. And I'm not sure if he's just the guy that likes, he's talking throughout the game. He's talking, if he's constantly chirping, I don't know what his deal is, but soft ejection or not, there's definitely something with Willson Contreras where people just don't like him.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike Reed said he's the type of guy you love when he's on your team and hate him when he's not. I mean, he could be one of those guys too, for sure. And Curtis, this is correct, right? Venezuelan earthquakes have been on his mind. He has had a very emotional week. A lot of players around the MLB have. I think Miguel Rojas actually flew home. The Dodgers let him go to fly home and figure all that stuff out. So, yeah, I mean, it's not, I hate to say, it's not an excuse, right? But you also have to realize the situation. Maybe the umpire doesn't understand the situation. Maybe he's been on the road so much he has no idea what's going on with these guys, right? But this was soft. There's no need for this. And Marty, umps are whiny, sensitive babies. Hold that thought. We'll dive right into that later. But yes, I mean, it was soft. Yes, he's come out the last couple of days because we're going to get into the next situation here in a minute. He's come out and has apologized for his behavior. He knows he's crossed the line, right? He's just had an emotional week. Like, we forget these guys are human. They have emotions too that we don't know that they're facing off the field. But this one in particular, this was real soft ejection.
Yeah, not a good look. And I do think there are umpires that come into some of these games, whether there's a history or something happened last time or last night when they're on the bases, and they come back there with a score to settle, and you can see like there are just some guys they're hypersensitive to, and that's the part I don't like. Is when you have umpires that are looking for something to react to versus just letting the game play out.
Yeah. And he deserved the second one. The first one was on the ump. He was looking for something. Yes. And we're about to get into that. John Carter, does it have anything to do with the Contreras boys having a bit of reputation of not being the most upstanding players? I'm sure all these guys have reputations, right? Whether it's good, whether it's bad. Umpires carry that with them. Other teams carry it with them. Like, oh, here we go. We're heading into Boston. We've dealt with Contreras before. Like, what is it? The Brewers plunk him every time they see him, pretty much. So it's like there's teams that, just this guy rubs them the wrong way. But every team has that guy. Man, I did growing up. I did, high school, college. Like, you always had that one team where you're like, I despise this kid. Hasn't really given me a reason why. I just can't stand him.
Yeah, I mean, that's like A-Rod. It was just so easy to hate A-Rod. As great a player as he was, like nobody liked him. Teammates didn't like him. Other opposing players didn't like him because he was smug. He was arrogant.
Yeah,
you've got guys like this, and like as a Boston sports fan, we had Brad Marsh on for years, who was the guy that everybody hated
right.
unless he was your teammate. And there's just those guys. They are the guys that in many cases can be the most valuable player on the team because they get under the other team's skin. They take them off their game. They distract them. And sometimes you need that guy.
Yeah, for sure. Willie Abreu, another Venezuelan guy, hit a home run, got down to the dugout, broke down and cried. It's been an emotional week for everybody. Totally get it. So
it's a terrible situation.
Yeah, awful. Speaking of emotions running high here we go. Willson Contreras, Cade Cavalli, mandatory days off awarded to all of these guys. I know they've all appealed. I have not heard the status on the appeal yet. Have they lessened them? Because Contreras and Cavalli got 7 games. Miles Mikolas got 5. Nate Eaton got 3. I think Eaton is just serving it, calling it a day. But I think Contreras and Cavalli are trying to get down to 4.
Yeah, I've not. I don't see anywhere where they've had an answer yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, Contreras has played the last couple of games, so he's playing out this appeal process.
Yeah, I mean, you can play during the appeal. Once the decision is made, though, that's it. Like the
Right.
suspension starts that moment.
Yeah. So, I mean, here we go. This brawl gets underway. Bench is clear. Contreras throws the helmet at Cavalli. What are the thoughts going through your head in this whole entire situation?
This is a tough one because what Cade Cavalli said on the surface, sit down, boy. I think a lot of us, when you first hear it, you're like, oh, like he's just talking trash. Because you talk about the boys, and using the word boy doesn't seem all that strange to us in everyday usage. Then you think back to the historical connotation of it,
Right.
Contreras's roots and heritage, and you kind of go, oh, maybe not the best choice of words. On the surface seem fine. When you think about it, not so good. What seemed like an innocent situation really went off the tracks fast. I think the suspensions as they are fine. They're fair. That was an ugly fight. It was started by a really poor choice of words. I will say, to Cavalli's credit, he's been very remorseful of it, understanding now why he said or why it came out the way it came out. So I think there's at least a learning in here, but this was a bad situation that I think the league has handled relatively well, and it's going to be on a guy like Cavalli to figure out how he comes back from it and doesn't let that become something that follows him.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for him, and I don't want to speak for the situation, but I don't think he meant it in a racist tone, right? I think he, like you said, it was just trying to talk smack, and that's just the word that came out, right? You're heat of the moment, you're jacked up. That's all he could think of. That's what came out, and then it's kind of like oh shit, what did I just say? And then bench is clear, and it all goes haywire, right?
Yep.
To Curtis, 1,000%. He should have never thrown the helmet. However, if you call me boy, you better have life insurance. I'm not playing. 1,000%. And I totally get that. I don't, again, I don't want to speak for him because I don't know Cavalli's background, right? Did he mean it like he meant it, or was it just heat of the moment he said, which doesn't make it right? I'm not saying it makes it right.
Yep.
But it was a very poor choice of words and a big learning moment if he did not mean it that way.
Yeah,
and tough one.
And Cavalli, it's been well documented. Cavalli has said this many times, coming up through the minors, even in the majors. This is not the first time he said "sit down, boy." Like, it's been his thing. The problem is, as he said, like I've said it to white guys, and I've said it. I've never thought of it as anything other than like me getting myself hyped up.
Right.
And that, I think, was a learning for him. Was I may have gotten away with it to this point, but I can't do this forever.
Yeah. Ed says Contreras looked like he was just walking to the dugout. I'm sure he did something, but it wasn't after the third strike. But the helmet toss was bad. Yeah. Racist tone, not maybe, but it was definitely supposed to be disrespectful. Now,
yes,
okay, but where's the line on that? Right? Disrespectful and racist is kind of in the same realm, is it not?
I mean, smack talk is meant to be disrespectful, but it's not necessarily racist. I think I think it depends on what you use as your smack talk.
Right.
I think it's for him. It's just the use of the word boy to somebody that is not white. People immediately go, "Oh, wow, you can't say that." Now, if Contreras was a white guy from New Hampshire, nobody would have cared. I don't think. I think it's a matter of who you said it to.
Right.
But it is. I think it is a moment for baseball to sit back and go, okay, like let's make sure that we clean this kind of stuff up, because although you've been doing it your whole life and doing it through the minors and all that stuff, like that's cute and cool and all, but like this is professional baseball. That's really not what we want to have on the field. Maybe just tell them to sit down. Maybe say, grab a chair. Like, let's use a different
Right.
phrase, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they've had plenty of practice with the Red Sox when Jaron Duran likes to use the F word, both F words, right? I
Yeah, well,
mean, so they've had plenty of practice with derogatory comments, but um, yeah, I just, yeah, not a good situation. It shouldn't have escalated to the point where Contreras thought he needed to throw his helmet. Again, like we don't know what else was said in that scrum. Like we know the immediate words because, we could all hear it. But maybe something else was said in the scrum there that made Contreras like really flip a lid. Or we revert back to, he is on emotional roller coaster right now. Right?
well, he is, and I there's a point earlier in that game that sets this whole thing off that I don't think a lot of the media has even covered. So there's a ball hit to the outfield. Contreras is on second. He rounds third. The ball's caught. And then rather than kind of continuing down the line, he cuts his line and literally runs right directly in front of Cavalli, looking at him, almost bumps him shoulder to shoulder, which John Boy went back and looked. Nobody's done that at Fenway Park since 2020. Like stopped their run and darted in front of the pitcher. Like usually just continue down the line back to the dugout or stop and give your stuff to the coach. Like Contreras went out of his way to get in front of Cavalli and in his face and stare at him as he kind of like cut past him and almost bumped into him. Just a weird moment that apparently had Cavalli saying some stuff as he went back to the dugout. So like kind of there's the spark. And then this happens and he says what he says, which was stupid, as he admitted.
Yes, very.
But again, like it is Contreras grating on somebody and like just he consistently like creates that spark. It's just like I said in the prior part of the show, there's just something about this guy that pisses literally everybody off. And it's the little crap that he does. And I'm not sure if he's a talker, but it's like it's stuff like that that you just go, why? Like why, man? Like what are you doing? And I know he and his brother have a bad reputation around baseball, and a lot of players don't like them because they're just those guys that grate on you.
Yeah.
But it's just dumb. It's just dumb stuff like this. And I feel bad for Cavalli. I don't think in any way he meant it the way it came out. He was pissed from the earlier incident. He said what he always says, didn't think anything of it, incited a riot, and hopefully he's learned from it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think just, both sides are guilty. I think they should keep this 7-game suspension. If not, knock it down to 5. That's usually what these are, right? These are usually 5-game suspensions, 4 or 5-game suspensions. A starter misses a start, and then, position players miss a series. That's usually what happens here. So I'm sure the appeal will come through. It'll get lessened. He'll get some extra time off going into the All-Star break. But I mean, there's really no excuses for Contreras to pop off like he did, right? I just that's where I'm at.
No, can I just ask a blanket question, Nick, to you and chat about Contreras? Do we believe any part of this Red Sox season is because you brought a guy like that into the clubhouse? And I'll give you a second to think, because I will say that team, like the kind of the light fun in the dugout doesn't happen anymore. Like the kind of the goofing around, the playfulness of this team is gone. Like that is a team that just seems like they're all there going through the motions. You don't see a lot of the kind of chumminess and camaraderie and stuff like in the dugout. They're not doing the big crazy home run celebrations like they were doing before. Like it's a very muted team. And I do wonder if a guy who brings that vibe doesn't kill a clubhouse.
It's a fair question to ask. I mean, you watch how this guy plays the game. He plays at 1,000,000 miles an hour all the time.
He does.
And that's probably why he rubs people the wrong way. Because it's like, dude, why are you going all out? We still have 158 more of these things. Like, dude, chill. And he doesn't have a, he is top gear all the time. And his numbers are like that. But to your point, does that set a different kind of tone in the clubhouse? It could. I don't know what's going on there. It's just the Red Sox missed out when they missed Alonso. That's it. I think this team looks completely different if Pete Alonso is in a Red Sox uniform. You give that dude one more year, this team looks completely different. And you don't have the questions of this attitude in the clubhouse, to me.
Yeah, it's a moot point because he wouldn't even be here. And the other moves you made, Suarez has been great, Sonny Gray has been great. Crochet was hurt, but that was my concern going into the year, is that you weren't going to see him because at some point that arm's going to give out, and it did. You've got the Duran distraction, but he's also played like crap, so that hasn't helped. And Roman Anthony being out, like, yeah, I think you've won some, you've lost some. I keep coming back to, you got rid of Devers because he was a pain in the ass bad teammate. Like, where does Contreras fall on that spectrum? And is it even fair to compare them? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, highlight says hadn't thought of that. However, Contreras is likely leaving town anyways. I mean, but he's on is Sonny the 3-year deal, or is Contreras?
Contreras got 3 years left. I think this is Sonny's last season or last year of his deal.
Okay, so I mean, unless the Red Sox ship him out at the deadline, which could be it, but don't look now. They're actually playing pretty well. Yankees are tanking. I mean, no one's stopping the Rays. They finally lost after their 9 straight, but I don't know. AL is a crapshoot. I don't know who's selling. I don't know who's buying. It's trade deadline is going to be weird. We'll see what happens here.
I'm almost done trying to guess anymore. I don't know what to make of this whole thing.
Yeah, I don't. Mike Reed says it's hard to be loose when you started 2-8, and I'm still seeing the same celebrations when I watch games, and that's fair. That organization, the atmosphere, and their fans caused the bad morale, same as the Bronx. And you're not wrong, Curtis, right?
Yeah.
Fans are going there. They're tired of seeing the Red Sox lose. The Red Sox seem like they pack it up. I mean, again, this past week aside, this season has been an absolute utter failure. And Red Sox fans are tired of that. They finally made moves in the off seasons to be like, all right, we got a team that could compete, and then we're in the basement by 9.5 games. I mean, it can't be a good atmosphere to walk into. And
it's
I
13 now, just in case you're wondering.
Oh, my bad. That's after a win last night too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But the Bronx is kind of turning into that way too. Yankees are in a skid, and it's not pleasant to go to Yankee Stadium right now. Those fans are walking on eggshells as well. They're on the edge of their seat. They're not feeling comfortable.
When you lose 9 of your last 10 and 4 of those are the Red Sox, Yankees fans are not happy.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, a frustrating year for the Sox. I felt they made some solid moves that haven't panned out, and losing Roman isn't helping your guys' case. 1,000%, John Temple. It's been a frustrating year, to say the least. And this is the most we've talked about him in the last couple months, because there hasn't been anything to talk about.
And now they're extending Roman's IL stay. Like, we're not even sure if we're going to see him the rest of this year. So it's, Marcelo Meyer's playing like crap. You've got Roman Anthony hurt again, missing a huge chunk of the season. Christian Campbell can't hit AAA pitching. The big 3 is quickly evaporated to become just like 3 guys.
Do you know who the best out of that group's is becoming to be? Is Romy Gonzalez.
I know. Romy might be the savior of that group, and who would have thunk it?
He has come back. He's been destroying the baseball. He looks good in the field. And who's that new kid that they got playing second? Siegler. Siegler. He's done some good stuff. So, I mean, heck, yeah, maybe you coined the big 3 a little too soon here.
Yeah, maybe you picked the wrong 3.
Yeah. Or it's just too much pressure for them. But it's like watching turds in a punch bowl. Twins killed us.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah. First time, John Carter said Twins won the series in New York, first time in 12 years today. Crazy. But yeah, I don't know what to think about the Red Sox, the AL, the Yankees, the Rays. We'll get to the Rays again, obviously, in a little bit too. But man, what a mess. But
how's Jazz Chisholm's 50-50 season coming? Have you seen lately?
50 errors, 50 Ks. I think he's got it.
Yeah, he's nailed it.
Yeah, but
God, he's terrible.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on if the suspicions are lessened. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, let's get to the big news that dropped this afternoon. CB Buckner is retiring. He's ranked 91st out of 91. This is my shocked face. Is the ABS actually doing more than calling balls and strikes, like accountability for the umpires?
I think it's a couple of things. I think one, yes, it's creating accountability for the umpires, but two, a lot of them just don't like being shown up on the board. And the umpires union has said that several times. They like the system concept. They hate the way it's administered. They don't like putting the umps in the spot like that. Some of the umpires have just kind of just gone ahead to deal with it. They've learned to live with it. I think some of these umpires just can't. They don't like it. Because if they're right, who cares if they're wrong? The fans love to get on them. So like they can't win in that case. So I think there's a combination of, the accountability to it sucks. CB Buckner also sucks. Nobody in the league likes him. Every manager, when they see him assigned to their series, just goes, "Oh God, here we go." He gets little to no respect anymore because the way he treats people. Like, if you're CB, like, why do you want to do this anymore? Like, why do you want to go out there when you know that everybody out there hates you? Everybody thinks you suck at your job. Unless you just like want to go out there to pick a fight, which it seems like that's what he's been doing the last couple of years. What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, listen, and it's not all of the umpires, right? The more games that I've consistently watched and pitchers that are challenged are less than a half an inch off in either direction, right? I mean, these umpires are good, and that is what ABS has really showed me. Yes, you have guys like this, right? But you do have umpires in the league that are really freaking good. And if they miss a call, they've missed it by 0.3 of an inch. I mean, stop it. Like, there's so much movement, so much velocity, and these guys are barely missing calls, right? You're going to miss some. It is what it is. But I do like the accountability of it. Buckner's problem with the ABS is he didn't like to be shown up. Now, there's two different frames of mind you can take from this, right? As an umpire, like, this ABS can make me a better umpire. If I can tune this in and figure out where I am missing, I can rein that in. I can fix that. Oh, I'm consistently missing off the outside edge. I can go back and I can be like, okay, like, I need to move it in a little bit more, right? The good umpires have been able to get inside the ABS zone within a half an inch. Let's be it. There's going to be human error there, and there's computer error too. Let's don't forget about that, right? Don't they have like a 10% error or 1% error, something like that?
Yeah, there's a margin for error. It's not perfect.
Yeah, right. So these guys aren't missing by much. It's when you are not willing to adapt to it and you make a mockery of it, which we saw numerous times out of CB Buckner. So if you can't stay up with the changes and the new rules, then it's time to go.
Yeah. I mean, he's been consistently bad for a long time. And the worst part about him is the fact that he not only is he bad, but it's his attitude and his approach. He's just looking for a reason to run people.
Yeah.
You can't ask him a question. You can't talk to him. You get tossed. And that's why I think everybody just wants this guy gone.
Yeah. Highlight says Buckner retiring can only be a good thing. He has been consistently bad and has made no effort to get better. It is likely a pride thing, but numbers don't lie. It's 1,000% a pride thing. It's absolutely a pride thing, right? He doesn't want his calls to be questioned. And that's what the ABS does. That's what it was put in place for, right? Is to protect those strikes that you're calling off the plate, CB, by 8 inches, right? So it's not so much of how bad he is as much as he's intolerable to the new changes, I think, is where I lose kind of the respect for it.
Yeah. So and then his just general demeanor and approach, like, he doesn't want, you're not allowed to talk to him, ask him a question. You can't even look at the guy, and he's looking for a reason to run you.
Yeah.
That's just, and that it sucks because he ruins baseball games because of it.
Yeah. Curtis says the old guard can't stand it. However, his personality deserves the hell. Michael says Buckner didn't want to get better. He must have thought he was perfect. And that's where it is, right? There's no room for that in the ABS system. You have to go in knowing that you're going to miss some calls. Are you trying to? No. Well, maybe CB was, but I wouldn't be trying to miss calls, but it's going to happen. And he just couldn't stand it. Scott says Buckner is the current Angel Hernandez and his arrogance is worse. Where's Roberto Alomar when you need him?
Oh, God.
Terrible. But
That is
yes.
terrible.
So on top of CB Buckner, we have other umpires accepting the buyouts and they're going to retire at the end of the season. And here are their current umpire rankings. There's some pretty big names on this list. Laz Diaz, 83rd. We have had our own issues with Laz Diaz throughout the years. Brian O'Nora, 85th. Lance Barksdale, pretty popular name there, 70th. Andy Fletcher, another big one, 74th. Marvin Hudson, this is an interesting one. He's 52nd. So he's kind of like middle-ish of the pack.
Yeah, he's average.
Right. So, yeah, middle of the pack's not average?
It is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But it's interesting that he's taking the buyout. Like,
yeah.
Maybe get out before he gets caught in the gambling ring. Anyways, and Tony Randazzo, who has not umped a game this season, but he is accepting the buyout. So I'm wondering if it's an injury or a health thing with Randazzo, as why he's also taking the buyout. But
yeah, he missed some parts of last year too. I think he's had some ongoing health stuff.
Yeah. So, but I mean, was it 5 umpires, 6 umpires that are
6 plus CB? So,
yeah.
I mean, and honestly, like if they're going to offer you a buyout, and if you're not like positive you want to keep doing this, then why not just take it and go? Like,
right.
At what point you just be like, look, like I don't need to come here every day and get screamed at by fans and screamed at by players. You know, I don't want to get better. I don't like, how much is the check? Yeah, maybe I'll just take that. I'll just disappear.
Yeah. And Carl, I don't share my complaining about umpires over the years. Excuse me. But they have a very difficult job. Why not let technology help them improve? And we're with you, right? And I think the biggest bulk of umpires have accepted that. Like, hey, these guys are throwing harder than ever. Mason Miller has a 22-inch lateral movement slider. I need help with that. Please, somebody help me with that. Now, the batters are screaming for help. The catchers are screaming for help, right? Like if we had the technology to do it, sure, right? But for me, it's the mindset. You either have the mindset like, yeah, I'm going to need help on some of these pitches, or don't challenge my calls. And we need that completely out of the game for ABS to be successful.
Yeah, you have to want to improve. And you got a bunch of guys here that have been around for a long time that are kind of like, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want the technology. I don't want my flaws pointed out. And I don't blame them for that. Like that's got to suck as an umpire to like have your call challenged, stare on the board, see it, have the fans heckle you, and then go back behind the plate. Like, yeah, I bet it sucks. But it's that's the deal. If you don't like the deal anymore, well, then get out. You know, this is a good time to get out and go do something different. You know, maybe, you know, take the buyout. You know, you got a pension that's going to come to you one day. Some of these guys probably already qualify for it, and go do something else with your life. Like you don't have to do this.
Right. Yeah. Scott says, good riddance to these guys. If I was bad at my job and I was the lower tier at any job, my bosses would seriously consider firing me. The idea that these guys are somehow untouchable is ludicrous. Yeah. And to back that up, Scott, all walks of life, many people have a very hard time being told they're wrong. And I think that's where, like on our page, we get a lot of respect because, listen, there are some mistakes we make on the trivia questions, right? It just is. There's so much baseball history, so much statistics, all this stuff. Sometimes we either don't ask the question correctly or we do have the wrong answer. We're the first to admit it. We pin the comment. And most people are pretty forgiving. And they're like, wait, you're accepting you're wrong? It's like, yeah, I made a mistake. Like, my bad. Like, we move on, right? Many people can't do that.
Crazy thought. We're human beings and we're not perfect creatures, but
yeah. So I mean, and that's rare. Like they don't get that on a lot of places, and they're almost shocked that we're like, yeah, we made a mistake, we flubbed it. Like it is what it is. we move on. Try to get the next one. But yeah, a lot of people can't handle any adversity at all.
Yeah, the God complex. But
Yeah.
and these guys for a long time, you didn't have a way to touch them. Like they could call whatever the hell they wanted, and you live with it. You could scream and yell, but at the end of the day, like you couldn't do anything about it. Well, now you can.
Right.
And I will say a ton of these calls are getting overruled, and they're like 0.1 inches off the plate. Like
Yeah.
this nickel dime crap is annoying. Like I get it. It's not on the plate, but it's so damn close, guys. Like they give you a bat that reaches across the plate for a reason. Like swing in.
Right. Yeah. Steven says, I wonder what the pipeline for replacement umpires looks like. Are there guys in the minors better than these guys that are leaving? Now, listen, these guys in the minors have been doing ABS for the last 4 or 5 years. Like these guys are well rehearsed in ABS systems. So possibly they've already tightened up their strike zone. Now, you haven't been able to get any of these guys out because of the umpires union. It's so strong that these guys just keep coming back. They're always going to have a job. You can't, there's no umpires that can break through, right? It's been the same guys for 50 years. I mean, what was it? Joe West, 38 or something like that, 40 something years of umpiring. Forever. So, I mean, when you have guys that just aren't going home, they'd rather be on the road umpiring games all summer, which is a pretty damn good gig. And they have job security. There's no movement. Now, there could be movement here with the ABS. I think the accountability issue is going to be a thing. I think this is the league's way of being like, hey, every year, if you're in the bottom 20 and you're of a certain age, we're probably going to offer you a buyout. So if that doesn't give you any ambition to get better, we don't really want you in the league. So here's your money. Go away. We got guys in the minors that want a shot. So maybe this is the MLB solution to get fresh blood in there.
I mean, I think back to like the days of General Electric, and Jack Welch had the rank and yank program. The bottom 10% of the company got fired every year. If you're in the bottom 10%, you win. We don't accept bottom tier performers. MLB should use this to do the same thing. Like I still love Max Scherzer's idea. Like if you're in the bottom 10 or 20%, you should get demoted to AAA and go into the minor league pool, and the best of that group should come up.
Yep.
And that way we've got the best, 90 some odd umpires all the time. Not just the guys that have been here the longest, but the best rated 90 guys and girls. And this should be based solely on merit. Whoever ranks the best stays. If you don't rank well, you go down. If you don't rank high enough to come back, you don't get to come back.
Yeah, and you can do it monthly. I mean, the series change and flip over all the time. You're not umping with the same crew anymore, right? Umpires are scheduled all over the place now in different crews, so it's something you can revisit every month, right? So, I mean, that's an easy system to do. But
the guys you're working with might get plane tickets to Major League ballpark. You might get a plane ticket to a AAA ballpark, and that's how you know that you didn't make the cut.
Yeah, right. And it's not a plane ticket, Harrison. It's a bus ticket.
It's a bus ticket. It's a rental car. You got to drive yourself.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, highlights. This is the issue: is the MLB umpires union would never allow that, right? You are calling out your own guys if you do that, right? In a perfect world, yes, this system would work, but with the umpires union, they would never allow it. But
that would be one. There'd be like an umpire lockout, which in the grand scheme of things, maybe that wouldn't be the worst thing ever. let them lock out. You can have them all.
Yeah, then we'll really check if the ABS works when we don't have an umpire standing back.
Let them strike or lock them out. I don't care, but replace them.
Yeah, I think the idea of sending them back is it's genius. It's just never going to happen.
Yeah, it makes too much sense. That's why it won't ever happen.
Yeah, umpires need minor league options now. That might be a loophole. Maybe it's a loophole, but still, I don't think the umpires union would do that. But and this is a good point. Highlights. ABS was forced on them. Yes, but you're also not playing with their pay either, Because if you send them down to AAA, then you're paying them less. So I don't know, when you're starting to play with the umpire's job status, not necessarily rule changes, I think is a different animal. Would
Yeah.
you agree with that?
Well, it is. And it's never been something they've done. So like that's why I think they've fought it. Is it's a new idea. It doesn't mean it's a bad idea. But these guys aren't making millions of bucks when they're up. So to send them down and cut their pay, it's or you just that you can't have the pay be so different between AAA and major leagues, and that way when they do get sent down, it's not such a big impact. But it's challenging because unlike players, these guys don't have the same sort of contract structures. They don't have the same. There's not the same performance based type stuff. Like that would be a massive change for that union. Now, at some point, MLB might say, "Too bad, guys. Like we're doing it. Get comfortable." They could take that path, but that's going to be a hard one. Yeah, it's like asking Congress to put in term limits. Like, why the hell would I want to open up where I could lose my job?
Right.
Like, why?
Yeah. Joseph said the ref lockout in the NFL was a horrible disaster.
Yeah, I mean but that level of officiating gets super technical too.
Insane. Ed says
they can't even define a catch in the NFL, so go figure.
Even with a camera, sometimes they can't. Ed says the players union lets you send guys down.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely see that point, right? But they've never had, like, that has been a thing since baseball has been around, right? Like minors, majors has always been a thing, right? If you made it to the big leagues as an umpire, that was it. You don't go anywhere. Like you are cemented in the pros. You don't go down for nothing. You don't go down for a rehab stint, like if you're coming off an injury or concussion protocol, like some of these umpires, right? The structure is just different. Now, it doesn't mean, like you said, Harrison, the MLB could force it on them, but I think you would get a ton of pushback from the umpires union if you started sending umps up and down.
Yeah, I think they would strike, and you'd be in a spot where you've got to replace them all.
Which is why this system that they're doing, at least I think it's a system, it's kind of starting to become a every year thing where they're offering the bottom 10%, or maybe it's the bottom half if Marvin Hudson took it, right? So maybe it's the bottom half that they're like, hey, if you want to buy out and you want to retire, let us know. And maybe that's the MLB's way of fixing this system, if you will, instead of having the whole trying to schedule umpires up and down and all that stuff, moving them around.
Yeah. And at the same time, like, we focus so much on these guys behind the plate, but like, how are we scoring them on the bases? Like, is there any sort of criteria for that? And is there a world in which a guy is great on the bases, but not great behind the plate, where he just doesn't go behind the plate anymore? Like, does the home plate umpire position be like one that you earn and keep, and then maybe the bases you fill in with the guys that maybe aren't as good behind the plate? Because you could easily find, maybe there's one guy in each crew who just doesn't go behind the plate. Right. And in the 3-game series, perfect. He wouldn't have to anyways. Right. Maybe there's a situation where if guys aren't great there, they just don't go there.
Yeah. Umpire accuracy bonuses would be awesome. I think that's another incentive for them to strive towards. I mean, yeah, exactly. Accuracy bonus, great idea. The carrot versus the stick, 1,000%. I would be up for something like that, right? Give these guys more incentive to be better instead of just being a stick in the mud and stuck in their own ways. Yeah, right?
Or set their compensation for next year based on last year's accuracy. So if they're in the top 10% of accuracy in 2025, they should be in the top 10% of umpires paid in 2026.
Yeah. Umpire union is tighter than a fat man in a wetsuit. Steven says permanent positions for umpires. I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe permanent positions for umpires. I mean, listen, if you are a permanent home plate ump, man, you better be paying me quadruple what you're paying league average if I'm behind the plate every single day.
Yeah.
And
maybe you do. Maybe that's maybe those 30 or 40 umpires that are consistently behind the plate, they get a 50% pay bump, and the other guys make a little bit less because they can't go behind the plate. Maybe being the home plate umpire is a position you have to earn versus one that they all just cycle through and trade off. Because there are some guys that like are really good out in the field,
Right.
that you see behind home plate, and you're like, man, they're not great back there, but they're great peacekeepers, and they keep the game moving, like do all the other things. Like, is there a world in which you say, look, maybe you're just not going behind the plate?
But how do you get better? Devil's advocate, how do you get better if you're never back there? Right. And you're gonna have those situations where unfortunately an umpire takes a foul ball or takes a broken bat off the back of the skull. We've seen that, right? Now all of a sudden this guy's got to go behind there. I think I like the concept of permanent positions for umpires, but I just don't think it's feasible, because then you're gonna start to see a gap again, I think, in talent. And I think these guys need to move around the field to stay fresh and to not be stuck behind the dish every single game.
Yeah, so everybody goes behind the plate during spring training. You rate them. The top 40 are your home plate guys, and they've always got somebody else with them, so they're not doing game after game after game, but they're alternating. So they are out at third base for a game and then back behind the plate, then first base for a game and back behind the plate.
Yeah,
but you can cycle them out, but you let them earn it in spring training. You guys that score high win those jobs. The guys that don't, you're on the bases.
Not me throwing balls and strikes on purpose because I don't want to be behind the plate.
I mean, and there might be guys like, I'm good. Like, you just, I'll be at second base where I have to call like nothing.
Like, yeah, right.
I don't have foul lines. I got nothing out here.
Yeah, but yeah, top six umps work the World Series. Yeah, I mean, I think that should be a no-brainer for sure. So,
oh yeah.
But the most interesting thing about tonight's subjects is the enthusiasm for it. Obviously, we're only a small percentage of fans at large, but maybe we're onto something. Scott, the more you hang out with us, the more great ideas you'll hear come out of this podcast. We have some very engaged and enthusiastic fans. It's pretty awesome here. So,
and I think the important thing here too is that, like, I think all of us realize we need umpires. Like, we don't want to get to the point where like there's no blue shirts in the field and we're just having like a computer spit out the answer on the scoreboard. Like, none of us want that. We all realize there may be a day where they're wearing an earpiece that calls the ball and strike for them, but we want to protect the umpires, the role of the umpire, as much as possible, because that human component is part of what makes baseball so great. If you're just going to turn it into this robotic thing, I think it loses some of the appeal, because baseball's not a game of perfection. I mean, hell, guys get out 7 out of 10 times and they're best in the game. Like, this is not a game of perfection.
Right. And like I've said, like, sure, you can have computers for ball strikes, out, safe, whatever, but you still need umpires on there to interpret rules. I don't care how great AI gets. Yeah, right. A robot is not going to be able to interpret 80% of the plays that happen in baseball. We say it every week. We're like, we have never seen that before. What is a computer going to do with a play that has never been seen before?
Right.
It's going to be all bunged up. You have to have umpires there to interpret the baseball rules and all the intricacies of it. If you don't, all hell's going to break loose. But
and what 85 World Series if you've got robot umps? Who's Tony Tarasco if there's robot umps? Like, there's so many moments in baseball that are defined by the human aspect of it that to lose all that altogether would just suck.
Yeah, right. Well, the Yankees wouldn't have gone on a dynasty. It would have been the Orioles, but we won't go down that road. Anyways,
like, that's part of the history. Like, that's the cool part.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Talked about umpires enough. Let's talk about the real news of the week. Rafael Devers, 250 career homers out of him. Not really surprised. He's had some pretty big years in Boston. He's starting to turn it around in San Francisco a little bit. He's actually hitting the ball to all fields. But pretty much just a milestone. We like to, get all the milestones when we hear about them. It's not a 300. Like, there is going to be a few more. Like, Mookie already got it. George Springer's already got it. There's a couple more coming up on 300. So we'll see those. But 250 for Devers, that's almost 1 home run per pound. Oh, God, that's awesome, Steven.
Yikes.
But, yeah. Dan, he's a future Hall of Famer. Yeah, goodness gracious. But
yeah, I mean, they list Devers at 235, but I think he was 235 like 3 years ago.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, I think the sad part in all this, you know, as Red Sox fans, we saw this kid come up back in, was it 2018 he debuted, 2017, 2018 he kind of took a full-time role. Like we've seen him since he was a kid. And the talent was raw, but it was real. An incredible swing. He hit, you know, he used to love to hit the home runs off his shoe tops at Yankee Stadium. Like he did so many good things, and then he got the big contract and then just fell apart. And it's a shame because this is a guy who could have been a Hall of Famer, and maybe he still will be. He's only 29 years old. I mean, this guy could easily end up with, 500 plus home runs. But it's more so like legacy and reputation.
Yeah, not in San Francisco. I don't think he can get the 500. But
no, if he spends his whole career there, that might be tough.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to that last point, yeah, that was game one, dudes. Yeah, I get it, Scott. It's just Derek Jeter was the one that hit it, and as a Red Sox fan, but no, I get it, man. It was game one.
Didn't mean to touch a nerve, Scott.
Yeah, our bad. But yeah, 250 homers. That's more than his fielding percentage.
Wow.
235 is his batting average. Yeah, goodness. Yeah, 235.
I can still run a 5-minute mile. Wow, tough crowd.
You guys are killing it tonight, man.
Wow.
The cutoff contract extension talks with Ramos. Wow. Crazy. So they're gonna
I think that Ramos Buster Posey's gonna do the best he can to tear this thing to the ground, I think.
Yeah. Probably.
And that may require them to eat a lot of money and have some lean years, but I don't think he's gonna let this keep going the way it's going.
You can't. But at the same time, who the heck is taking these contracts? We've been saying this the last few weeks. These are albatross contracts to try to move. So it's tough.
It is. And I think unless Buster Posey's prepared to eat a lot of those contracts, they won't move. But I wouldn't be shocked if they're prepared to just strike some checks, clear the decks, and start over. Because that's what, Vitello goes, you unload as many of these guys as you can. You eat a bunch of money. You write a big check. You swallow it. Puke it up a little bit and then just move on.
Dude, you're going to be puking it up for a lot of it, not just a little bit. Like you're going to be puking for a while. There's some work to be done in San Francisco, and it's not pretty over there at all.
I will say the only thing going for the Giants is the fact they do have an owner who's got a boatload of money. So if he's got to write $150 million check to buy his way out of this, he could do it.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Posey's best move is to blow it up. I lived in San Fran from 2010 to 2021. I saw the rise and the fall.
Yeah.
Team needs a full reset, 1,000%. It's just, for me, my worry is the size of those contracts. Some of them you'll be able to move. I think Adames is movable. Does anybody want Chapman? I don't know. We're kind of on the back nine of our career. Are you going to take that contract on? Devers, I think, is immovable. I don't think anybody is taking that.
Unless you're going to eat a lot of it, like
the entire thing. Yeah. But
you're writing a 9-figure check to get rid of that.
Yeah. And Curtis, I agree. They have all-star caliber players on that team. There's just something that's going on. And you don't necessarily, I hate the word they use, poison, right? You don't want what's going on right now poisoning the young guys you got. What is it, Susak and Eldridge? You got some nice pieces coming up. These kids are good, and they're going to be great Major League Baseball players. But you don't want to have what's happening now affect them in their future and their development. And that's my worry with this team, is their growth is going to be stunted because of what's going on there.
Yeah.
But
Chapman, he signed through 2031, roughly $25 million a year. Not the worst contract. You're definitely going to eat some of it, but you could probably move him without having to completely, uproot your whole future. Devers, we obviously know is a problem. And then Adames, I mean, the hard part with Adames is that his resets next year, and he goes from 13 million to 31. Until he's a free agent after the 2031 season. So you're giving up the biggest part of that contract is coming. So
Yeah. Oh,
that's
Scott,
a tough one to trade.
we're not talking about that Chapman. We're talking about Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman, not Aroldis. But
oh yeah, sorry, yeah, the Giants Chapman.
yeah, but either way, like I mean, Chapman's been a great fit in Boston for whatever reason. But you're right. On other teams, he just has not been able to find a personality, and he's been kind of a not so good clubhouse member. So I mean, I can definitely see that point with Aroldis, but
yeah, and Ed, this is I've been very critical of Craig Breslow, but I will say this was an absolute fleecing of the Giants that Breslow was able to dump Devers and almost all that contract. I think the Red Sox retained $4 million a year of that deal. That's it. It cost them like $36 million to ship him out of town. And the sad part is you got some pieces back that you never utilized because you just basically spun them all out of town. But that's a whole nother story for another day. But just dumping that contract was a masterclass in unloading a bad deal.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get on to the absolute. I don't even want to say heater because it's way above what a heater is in my eyes. Junior Caminero, 11 homers in 11 games. Holy smokes, man. I mean, I haven't seen someone this hot since Kike Hernandez in the playoffs. Right? I mean, that's my meter when I'm thinking about how hot a guy is. Was he better than Kike Hernandez in the 21 playoffs? And my answer to that is yes. It's now Junior Caminero has set that bar. This was insane to watch him. None of them cheapies either. Just absolute cannons off his bat. 11 homers in 11 games. Wild. And he was 6 straight before today. The Rays got shut out today.
Yeah. There's no words to describe what he's done. And like you said, like nothing cheap. Everything's a rocket. Why is anybody pitching to him right now? Like it begs the question of like, why are you throwing this guy anything he can hit? I think the hard part is he hits everything. That's the problem. Like there's not a pitch you can throw him where he isn't going to hit it.
Yeah.
And he's hit good pitching, bad pitching. Doesn't matter. You know, guys that throw hard, guys that throw a lot of breaking stuff. It doesn't matter who it is. He's crushing everything. Absolutely putting on a clinic.
Yeah. Future Dodger or Yankee, 10 years, 650, 700 million. Yep. That's how it is. Well, let's get into the next question then, Harrison. Do we believe in the Rays yet? I mean, best record in the AL. They're playing very solid baseball. Do we believe in the Tampa Bay Rays?
I don't yet. I believe they're a playoff team. I do not believe this is a legitimate AL contender because they are very Jekyll and Hyde. The offense is scorching for a little while and then really, really quiet. The pitching staff is wildly inconsistent. They're a tough team to know what to expect. You know, plus 35 run differential. Okay. Runs scored. Like they scored the third most runs in the AL East. They've given up the third most. So like I feel like they're a very good team. I don't think they quite have the consistency to be like, yeah, this is a team that can go in the playoffs and really make a run, because they could easily go in there and just get swept if they go quiet.
Yeah, and I keep going back to, you know, I've said this the last few shows. I go back to what they did last year. They lost 2 games in the month of April. I mean, and we're just like, this Tampa Bay Rays team is ridiculous. Or maybe it was a couple of years ago. I don't remember. There was an April they came out. They lost 2 games all month. And then come June, July, that's when the fade started. They fell off a cliff. That was it. So I'm kind of with you, Brandon. It's July. For me, always got to wait till September. Guys or teams get hot too soon, and that's fair. Dansby Swanson is just as hot. You ain't kidding, Michael. I think I saw a graphic. He's 5th in all-time career home runs for a shortstop, which is pretty wild. I wish I saw the Rays more. Luckily, I have MLB TV, so I can tune into some Rays games, but I don't really find myself tuning into them that much, to be honest, but probably should. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, am I missing something with Swanson, though?
Yeah, doesn't he have like?
I mean, he's only hitting 206.
Yeah, but the last like 10 games, he's had like 7 homers, 8 homers.
Yeah, well, he had 5 in 2 days against the
Yeah,
Cubs. Poor Cubs.
yeah, yeah.
Like his overall season has kind of been like, it's just been weird.
Well, same with the Cubs, to be honest.
Yeah,
So.
that's fair. I mean, it's kind of follows the same path. And actually, so the irony, John, with Caminero is he is actually 23.
It's crazy.
And today's actually his birthday. So he literally turned 23 today.
He's just a baby. Oh, he's just a baby. 23 is crazy. And hitting
Yeah,
like
Nick, you want to be sick for a minute? He was born in 2003.
Yeah, yeah.
I graduated high school in 2003.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, 02. Wow.
We're now those guys.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Yeah,
man. They said Tampa was really 2 years late bringing him up, but wanted to retain control through his growth. Which I mean, it doesn't doubt this dude just hits rockets.
Yeah, I mean, he debuted at 19 for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and then came back up in 2024 for just a little while, like more like in August. I want to say he came up in August and September, and then never left in 2025. But yeah, this is actually his fourth season with games played in MLB, and he's only 23.
Yeah, hottest hitter at the plate, crappiest third baseman I've seen this year. Well,
he's not great in the field. I mean, I've seen worse, but he's pretty bad. He's a guy that I think at some point ends up either over at first or like in right field.
Yeah,
defensively not great.
Yeah, and Scott, this is fair. As a Yanks fan, I sure do think that we believe in the race. The Blue Jays are done in 2026. The Orioles are close. Yankees are self-immolating. Yes, on the race. It's funny you didn't mention the Red Sox at all, but yeah, they're done as well. Obviously,
who?
They were done April 3rd. I'm pretty sure, but
yeah,
yeah. The Rays always have these teams, man. They're always right there, no matter what. So
they just 3D print these guys somewhere in like, I don't know, Durham or somewhere and just ship them up.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
It's annoying.
Yeah. So I graduated high school when he was in 3rd grade. Great. There's so a bunch of graduation ones coming in. I was the last class in the 1900s. Let's not start this. I graduated the academy in 03. Yeah, sorry,
Curtis.
Guys. Anyways,
I graduated in 19. Never mind.
Yeah. I love it.
You graduated. Nickelback was the band. Yes, they were. And
yeah,
don't lie. Every single one of you that bashes Nickelback, you were all fans of Nickelback back in the day. Don't even give me that nonsense of how cringy they are. You all rocked out to Nickelback back in the day. Stop.
Oh, man. Anyways, yeah. So Scott says that's like when Griffey came up. It can happen.
Yeah.
Also, Mizorowski is only like that age. Yeah, young phenoms. Yeah. It's crazy, but
gross.
Yeah. I didn't mention the Sox because they absolutely suck this year. We need to go to a game together for this reason, and I'm with you. I'm down for it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. John Carter, John Temple. I like that one Nickelback song that sounds like that other Nickelback song.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, we're off the rails. Let's get back on and let's move on.
Oh, now we got Nickelback. We got lyrics in the
I
chat.
know.
Man.
Yeah, I can't.
And Harrison, you remind me. Show me this photograph. Jeez.
Oh man,
photograph. Come on, you all rocked out to it in the day. Don't even give me that.
Yeah. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. So we're just gonna move on.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, Aroldis Chapman, 1,346 strikeouts, most all time for a reliever. Here's my question. Put this out on the page last night when it happened. Or the night before. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes or no? No. Why?
It's because he's a dirtbag. I mean, it's going to be the domestic violence that he had early in his career. It's going to be the other stupid stuff he did. I think that people are going to look at the body work and say it's good. Like, he's probably a Hall of Famer, but I think because he was a dirtbag, he's going to have a tough time getting over the hump to get in. He might, but in my mind, because of that, he won't get in. Now, in my opinion, is he a Hall of Famer? Yes. The body work says for a closer, he should be a Hall of Famer, but I don't think he gets in because of his past.
Yeah. Steven says yes, but I'm not excited about it. And I that's fair. Now, this is where I hate the Hall. We get into this every so often. It should be baseball talent, and baseball talent alone gets you in, right? I mean, you can argue that there's guys in there that have questionable things that they've done in their past, and they're in, right? It's gentleman's club. Is Aroldis Chapman part of gentleman's club? I'm with you. I don't think he is, which is unfortunate. Now, what's crazy about this stat, right? The 1,346 strikeouts. He passed Hoyt Wilhelm, who closed out games back in the day, like 4 inning saves, right? Like Aroldis Chapman's doing this 3 outs at a time, and he gets to this. This just goes to show like his durability, his dominance, right? It's crazy what this guy has done on the field.
Well,
There's no doubt. You think about closers or relievers, Aroldis Chapman is up there for the last 18 years or so.
And then the list of fastest pitches in history, like it's just his name on repeat.
Well, not anymore because of Mizorowski.
Well, yeah, Mizorowski finally broke it up, but it's just Chapman, Ben Joyce, Mizorowski, Chapman. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, Hall of Fame talent, yes. Hall of Fame person,
no. World-class dirtbag.
Yeah.
World-class dirtbag. Not a great teammate. Made a lot of enemies along the way. The tattoo infection down the stretch when they needed him, like just consistently stupid stuff. But when it came to needing 3 outs in an important game, one of the best we've seen. And that's just who he is.
Yeah. Mike says should be, voters won't agree. Yeah, and this is where I'm at, John, right? It's the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of Ethics, right? I really do hate that it is like you have to be the perfect gentleman to get in, right? Like I get that you want some sort of character clause because you don't want to idolize a guy that is just a complete piece of crap. Like I can understand that to a degree, but like I want the best guys to have ever done it to be in the Hall of Fame. He's still going to have stuff in there. That's what, like, the one thing I don't get about Pete Rose is splattered all over the Hall of Fame museum. He just doesn't have a plaque, right? He's in like 3 or 4 different exhibits with his balls, his uniforms, his hitting achievements, everything like that. It's like, oh, well, Pete Rose isn't in the Hall. Well, he sort of is. Like, let's be honest, right? For me, I hate that character clause, and I hate that they pick and choose the way they do, and I always will.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, there's some good mention in the chat, like Ty Cobb. I think the difference is Ty Cobb was a son of a bitch on the field, but I don't think he's quite as much off the field drama. Not that he had none. I mean, Ty Cobb was not a good dude by any stretch of the imagination, but with Chapman, it's firing his weapon in his house and not being charged. It's choking the girlfriend. It's the tattoo infection down the stretch when they needed him. It's the clubhouse beefs that he's had with guys. Like, it's all this dumb stuff that is absolutely going to cause, and the fact that a lot of the media don't like him because, like, he doesn't talk to them. He's never been friendly to them, and they're all going to hold that against him.
Yeah. Right. We're the pieces of crap we're going to look up to if we don't let some of them in. Dr. Nice. Phil says not to reward bad behavior. Oh man, you guys crazy. But
so in reality right now, Chapman is 10th on the all-time saves list. Yeah, he's 6 away from catching Eckersley. He'd need another 32 to catch Billy Wagner. So the likelihood is the best Aroldis Chapman gets to is probably 9th all time. Doesn't make him not a Hall of Famer. Makes his case a little bit more challenging, but the K's should put him over the top. And at the end of the day, I think because of who he is, he's not going to get in for that reason.
Yeah. Ed says, I have 2 daughters, 5 granddaughters, and that's why I don't like Chapman and especially Rose, but both have talent. And that's fair. I completely get both sides of this argument. I really do. And I'm at the point where, like, yes, we're talking about the Hall of Fame, so this is going to seem stupid. I don't care about it really anymore. I don't. I think it's a joke. Who goes in, who stays out, why they stay out, why they're in. Like, it's dumb. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just, do we like this guy or not? Sure, let's put him in. Was he okay for 20 years? Yeah, he had the longevity. Let's put him in. Like, I just, it's almost tiresome to talk about it. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think the Hall of Fame means what it used to mean.
Yeah.
And it should be for performance. But, you know, when you're looking at a player's body work from an overall standpoint, you just can't ignore the fact the guy was in the headlines for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Scott says, fair point. That is what happens when they leave the voting to sports writers and not the players. In my opinion, that's change needed. No offense, since you all broadcast sports. Well, so the thing with us, Scott, is we're just fans that talk about the game. We're not associated with any broadcast at all. Like, this is our broadcast. It's me and Harrison. And you guys. This is it. It's a fan forum. We're not associated with any of those guys. If they'd like to pay me 6 figures, then sure, you know where to find us. But until then, it's just me and Harrison with a platform to talk to you guys about baseball. That's all we do. But John says 10th ballot could be one of those very last ones where he finally gets to vote, or it's a weak year. Carl says, from a performance standpoint, Chapman deserves it for sure. His personal stuff taints it for me. He was very important for the Cubs World Series in 2016, but still feels uncomfortable that he was a part of it. And that's completely fair. But yeah.
At the same point, you have Craig Kimbrell, who's 5th all time in saves. Obviously not retired yet to start the clock, but a guy who's got a good candidacy. Kenley Jansen's 3rd. You got K-Rod, who's 6th, who's still on the ballot, can't get the vote, can't get the support to get in there. Billy Wagner, who's 8th, who just got in.
Yeah.
It's not a slam dunk for these closers to get in to begin with, and any little fracture in the case for Chapman here is just going to make it that much harder.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, Scott, it's going to take a lot to slight us. We don't get slighted easily. I mean, they roast me for my math and spelling skills every show. So
yeah, we don't have feelings.
Yeah, not really. No, I mean, I won't tell you how long I cry for after every stream, but that's fine.
Nick just goes. He runs the shower and he just lays. He just sits in there and cries. He gets a good cry out.
Just curl up in the corner, rock back and forth, my thumb in my mouth. No biggie. No, we love it. But yeah, I mean, for me, at this point, I don't care if he's in. I don't care if he's out. I just thought it would be an interesting question to bring up.
Yep.
But all right, Sandy Alcantara, all-time Marlins leader in strikeouts, passing Ricky Nolasco. My question to you, Harrison, were those his last few strikeouts that he's thrown in a Marlins uniform?
Oh God, I just laugh at the fact that he now leads in strikeouts. Like some of the stats of the Marlins are just hilariously low.
Yeah, it was like 1,042, I think, is the total that he passed.
Yeah, it's like such not a big deal. But anyways, is it? Yeah, 1,001 was Nolasco. So it's Anyways, I'm not sure you're going to find a trade partner for Sandy. I think it would make sense to trade Sandy. He's definitely been better. He got off to a rough start. He's been a lot better lately. He's starting to look like the old guy that he was. He's coming off a great start against the A's. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's definitely making a case as a guy worth trading for. The question is, the Marlins have tried to find a trade partner from in the past. They haven't been able to. Granted, he was also hurt and not performing well. This is the time to trade him. If you can the time to trade him was before last spring training, like we said, for months, but this is the next best time to trade him. He looks like he's finally figuring it out. He still has the big arm. They should trade him. I just question if they can find a trade partner for him.
Yeah. Oh, it's Scott. Totally agree. Marlins have had so many better pitchers than Sandy, but the only thing is they've only had him for 3 months at a time. that's the
Right.
issue with them. Um, Marlins are in the race for a playoff spot. He's incredibly durable. I mean, I wouldn't say incredibly durable. When he's right, he is. But
Yeah.
the last couple of
Durable is
years,
not the word I think of.
he's reliable when he's right. I would say that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of with you, Scott. I thought he would have been dealt. A lot of talk was it not this offseason, it was the prior offseason, right? That his name was thrown around like crazy. Like the Red Sox were in on him, the Yankees were in on him. There was a ton of teams asking about him at least, and I thought for sure he was gone. But then he got hurt, and those talks just went done.
Yeah, that's it.
I think he would go and bolster a rotation somewhere, get a wild card bubble team over the hump and into the playoffs. I'm gonna say we finally see Alcantara removed at the deadline. I'm gonna say it. Marlins, I think, are gonna sit back. Listen, they got Otto Lopez in there raking. Kyle Stowers hit 4 home runs in the last 2 games. They have some young pieces in Miami. Now, do they want to keep building this? And will Alcantara get you a couple more prospects to kind of deepen that lineup? Possibly. Maybe that's the way they go. But I have a feeling he's gone.
The Marlins are in a tough spot because here they sit. They're in they own a wild card spot right now. Sandy's a free agent at the end of this year. There is a club option you could pick up, so you could keep him for 1 more year. You know, if you want to pay him $21 million. So really, it's a decision of, do we really think we're in it, and is he part of our future? If the answer is no to either one of those, you probably need to trade him, because this is your last shot to get something for him. You're not going to pay him $21 million next year, I can't imagine, for a guy that, honestly has been okay the last few seasons he's pitched for you. That even goes back to 2023. I don't see the Marlins seeing him as as the future, and I think that because of that reason, it makes too much sense not to move him.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know. We will see what happens there. But you are looking at the all-time Marlins strikeout leader, Sandy Alcantara. Congrats to him. All right. Andrew McCutchen signs a minor league deal with the Braves. How much longer does this guy really have? I mean, love Kutch, but will he add any value to the Braves, or is this just the insurance policy to the insurance policy?
I mean, he should have hung it up after last year. Like, he was okay last year, but clearly was on a strong decline. And this year just kind of proved, like, I think he's done. I think he is sticking around because I think he wants to. I'm another one of those guys who's been he's a baseball lifer, but like he hasn't really been good. I mean, 2024 he was okay, but he hasn't been good in a while.
Yeah. Julio Franco played until what, 48? Yeah, he did, but like Andrew McCutchen, love him. He's not Julio Franco. That's the big difference there. So, maybe as a clubhouse leader, bench player, but his talents are more or less done. Yeah.
Yeah, Julio was hitting better at 48 than Kutch was hitting at 38.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Silic says he's just like Salvi, and he can stay in the league as long as he wants, and no one's going to tell him to go home. That's fair.
Yeah.
I just think after having a career that he's had, it must be tough to go back down to the minors on a minor league contract. I can't imagine. He's had a stellar career, and to how
many former MVPs are walking around AAA?
Yeah, that's the part that I don't really understand, I guess. Like Kutch is like Julio Franco without the Julio Franco part. So yeah, I mean, for me, that's my question is like, that's got to be hard. I can't imagine. Like, bravo to the guy trying to hang on and extend his career. You know, maybe he's not ready to go home, and more power to him. But how, if he doesn't get a call up to the Braves, does he retire? It's got to, right?
I mean, I would hope so. Like, what? Why hang around the minor leagues at 39 years old? You know, you've got a family at home. You've made 130 plus million bucks in your career. You've won an MVP. Like, you've done what you're gonna do. Sticking around makes no sense. If you want to be around the game, go be a coach. Yeah, go take a coaching gig or something like that in one of these with one of these organizations, and go work with minor leaguers. But like, don't keep dragging it out. Like, it makes no sense to leave this as your legacy of just the guy that like wouldn't go when it was time.
Right. Scott, now you're speaking our language. We bring up Jamie Moyer like every show. But yes, you are officially in now. You mentioned Jamie Moyer. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Jamie Moyer was still productive. He still had production. He still had value. Kutch isn't bringing value anymore. Like you guys said in the chat, you did, Harrison, maybe it is time to be that bench coach, that player personnel or whatever, like some sort of staff to be around the players, to lend his expertise to future players coming up. So I think that's the road he's going to go. If he wants to stay around baseball, he's got to be in a capacity like that. So, yeah.
And honestly, like, how cool would it be for minor leaguers to get to work with McCutchen? Right. Like, rather than like watching him go out there and hit, 225 at AAA, why not be learning from him how to go be a professional? Like, he could make a way bigger impact on the game by showing these young guys how to do it than still being down there trying to do it at this point. Like, just I hate to see a guy like this just like limping to the finish line. Just call it and change gears.
Well, we talked about it when we went on our trip to Baltimore. They were playing the Pirates, and we saw Kutch. Like, he came out in his hitting group, like I think the first hitting group, and he stayed for the entire hitting group, and he talked to every hitter when they came out of the cage. And we're like, that was 3.5 years ago.
Right.
Right. So like, we're like, all right, this is the road that he's going to go on. And somehow we're still trying to bounce around. Like I said, good for Kutch. Love the dude. Love the player he was. But it's now time to maybe think about the future in this game. And maybe it's a bright one. I'm sure he'd make a great manager down the road. It seems like he can connect with everybody on his team. He's won the Clemente Award, so he's great in the community. I would love for this guy to lead my team at some point. This is the type of guy I want leading my baseball team. Knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He's been at the top, former MVP, knows how to connect with players, knows how to connect with the community. Please bring him on as a future manager.
Yeah, and for right now, I would be pumped as a general manager or a president of baseball to be like, hey, Kutch, I want you to just go hang out with the minor leaguers. Show them how to be big leaguers. Like, what an amazing resource and tool he could be for a team.
And maybe that's what he's doing with the Braves. Maybe that's what the inside talk was.
Maybe he's an on-field coach.
Yeah, that could be it. So, yeah.
But if I'm the Pirates, and I know that I'm not the Pirates because clearly there's actually some thought put into this. But like, when he did get cut loose, like, were they calling him to be like, Kutch, like, come home, take a job in the front office, work with minor leaguers, we'll send you out on special assignments, like, come home and help us build the minor league system.
Yeah. It's got to, Curtis, you're right. It's got to be just for the love of the game by now.
Yeah.
Right. Just the legacy isn't sticking the landing. And that's the tough part. He's always been, especially the last couple of years, we brought him up a few times. Like, is Kutch is he a Hall of Famer? I think this guy is ultimate borderline.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimate borderline, but I think ultimately he's short, which is crazy. But ultimate borderline Hall of Famer for me. But love Kutch. It's time to move on to the next chapter, I believe.
Yep. Step out of the way and show the kids how to do it.
Yep. Come home, retire a pirate, and help. 1,000%, Michael. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right. Well, I turned on my laptop last night. I flip over to the the Cubs and Cardinals game, and I go, "Oh no, what's wrong with my computer?" Nope, it was just the fog. And absolutely, they start playing in this, and finally the players are like, "We can't see anything. What is going on here?" Like, and then they would span out to the center field camera. You couldn't even see the batter, catcher, and umpire. Like, very faintly, you could see them in the fog. And it got to the point where the camera angles, they weren't even showing the center field view anymore because you couldn't see the batter, catcher, and umpire. So it was like off to the side. And then finally they called it for the fog delay. But oh my, yeah. And the umpire missed the ABS challenge because he couldn't, it either malfunctioned, he couldn't see the scoreboard.
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, the ABS system just malfunctioned. They couldn't see it.
Yeah, I flipped over to this game and there's a foul ball hit and Alec Burleson's like juking, ducking, like looking up, like where is it? He's looking across. He's looking over the middle of the field. He's like, I can't see it, guys. And Mason Wynn's going, I can't see it. And then you got Wynn and Weatherholt that are like both like yelling to the home plate umpire, like we can't see anything. Yeah. And then the inning ends, and apparently Craig Counsell told the players, don't go on the field. We're not going out there.
Yeah, no.
And he told the umpires, we're not taking the field till this clears. And apparently the umpires got together and said, no, it's probably a good idea. Amazingly had to present that as a good idea. And then they waited it out and finally returned. But when I put that game on as the fog was starting to roll in, and in the span of like 10 minutes, it went from like a little foggy to you can't see a thing. And they keep playing. And the announcer's like, think they should call it? Like, probably not safe to be out there anymore. They can't see anything. Then that foul ball gets hit, and Alec Burleson's like, almost like diving. And then a ground ball gets hit to short. So Wynn scoops it up, fires to first, and Burleson catches it, but he has to like snap at it at the last minute because he never saw it coming. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
And it's not like Mason Wynn has a squirt gun either. He's just throwing a cannon across the mountain.
And Burleson, I was expecting for sure for him to miss it. Like, how's he going to see that ball coming at him?
Yeah. Yeah, they had a weather delay earlier. They started late, and then that's when the fog rolled in. Carl says, I think it was a nice combination of fog and fireworks smoke. It was wild. The cool moment was the whole crowd singing Take Me Home Country Road. Now, that's been a really cool thing to kind of hear at the ballparks is how much the World Cup is impacting how we're taking in a baseball game. Like, these fans have been absolutely insane during the World Cup and coming to the ballparks and like listening to their energy. It has been really cool how much the World Cup has rubbed off. But yeah, Steven, this is how CV Buckner experiences every game. Yep, 1,000%. This
the
is
next two comments are even better.
Yeah, $2 vape night at the ballpark. It's like a Cypress Hill outdoor festival. Oh man. Jesus. Yep.
Cheech and Chong reunion, like whatever you want to go with. But
yeah, wow.
It was crazy how fast that weather went right down the crapper.
Yeah, insane.
But welcome to Chicago.
All right, well, let's get into another like controversial voting topic, Harrison, shall we? Since we've talked about the Hall, we got the All-Stars. Okay, American League All-Star starters. Here we go. Trout, Buxton, and Judge in the outfield. Well, that's great. 2 out of the 3 are injured, so have fun starting. We got Caminero.
Are all 3 of them injured?
Well, Buxton will be by the time of the All-Star, but
didn't he leave the game the other day, or did he already come back?
I mean, he could have. I don't know. I saw him last weekend on my trip, so he was in the lineup.
Okay.
But we got Caminero, Witt, our top vote getter, Ernie Clement at second.
Hang on, Buxton left today's game, so.
Oh, okay.
He got hurt as soon as it was announced, I'm sure.
Yep. Vlad Jr., who's also already opted out. Then we got Shea Langoliers, who was also injured. And then he's day-to-day, and then Yordan Alvarez as the DH. So starting for your AL All-Stars is Caminero, Witt, Clement, and Alvarez, we know for sure.
I love how the fans get this right every year.
Now, listen, Mike Trout doesn't get injured. I think he deserves it, right? He had a very good first half until June rolled around. Bang. Love Aaron Judge. Love the player he is. He's not an all-star this year. He got hurt too early, right? I mean, I I get it. It's Aaron Judge, right? You can't really say all-star game without saying his name, but this is kind of the part where like I don't necessarily agree with. Like I get the fans vote for who they want to see at the All-Star game, right? But I I don't think this was an appropriate time to vote Judge in. That might be unpopular, but I just it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad all across. The fans just continue to frustrate me with this process.
Yeah. So first base is going to be who's going to get the start? Who do you think? Nick Kurtz or Ben Rice? Both insane.
I mean, I feel like it's probably got to be Ben Rice. Like he's been so big for that team. I mean, I know that Kurtz has been raking out of his mind, but like Ben Rice, Ben Rice has been a monster for them.
Yeah, he's got 20 bombs already, right? Or close to it.
Yeah, I think did he just hit his 20th?
He might have.
All
right. Okay.
Oh no, sorry, 24. He's got a couple this week.
24. Okay. So, all right. So this makes me feel better, Scott. Thank you. Judge being voted in is a joke as a Yankees fan. So thank you. Oh, they did announce Kurtz as the starter. Okay. But yeah, it's Kurtz and Rice. They're going to be there deservingly so. They're both insane right now.
Yeah.
Ben Rice is a monster for sure. Ben Rice is catcher eligible in fantasy. He should be catcher. I mean, that'd be crazy. But yeah, I don't at this point. I don't even know who gets the additional nods off this because players are still going to opt out. I don't know.
Well, that's the hard part with this is that like I feel like every couple of hours there's another announcement like this guy's not going, that guy's going to get added. He's now the starter. Like it's impossible to track this thing.
Yeah,
it's just this constantly evolving team, and the names just keep changing.
Now, listen, it used to be an absolute honor for players to be chosen for an all-star game. You look at the older all-star games and the names that are in there, it was an honor to be selected and an honor to show up. And those guys played the game hard. Not saying that these guys don't play the game hard when they're there, but it just seems like year after year, these guys are just like, you know what? I want the time off with my family. It's nice, cool. I'll have an all-star next to my name and Baseball Reference, but it doesn't mean anything. Is that just a change in the culture of baseball because it doesn't mean anything, or should there still be pride taken in this game?
I mean, this game is so completely a business now, where this is almost more of a nuisance to these guys. Like, I want the time to rest. I want to make sure I'm fresh for the second half. I got to put up numbers. We got to make a playoff run. I got a contract. I gotta worry about. It's no longer this is a cool exhibition to be part of, and I appreciate the fans voting for me. It's no like, this is a nuisance. I want a break. I don't need this, and I'm happy to just take a pass.
Yeah, unfortunately, like gone are the days when we see the best 18 players, the best 9 from each league starting on a field at the same time.
Yep. Gone
are those days. Are we still going to see some insane talent? Yeah, for sure. But I hate it. I hate that there's nothing drawing these guys to this game anymore.
Yeah, because like I remember the old All-Star games, and you look at those rosters and be like, wow, like look at all these players together.
Yeah.
And literally it was the best of the best. And we haven't seen that in I can't remember how long. It's been a long time.
If it's contract incentive, they will be there, period. But if they get most of them, it's worded, if you get an all-star selection, you get the incentive bonus. So Vlad Jr. could probably get the All-Star incentive, but he's opting out. He probably still gets the bonus.
Well, and let's be serious, for these guys that are making 25, 30, 35, 40 million bucks a year, and there's a $100,000 All-Star bonus or a $500,000 All-Star bonus, they're like, I don't care. Like, it's not enough money to move the needle. To them, I'd rather have the time off.
They're friggin' insane, man.
It's wild. It really is wild, but it's a shame because like this really is like a great exhibition for the fans. Like, put the best guys out there and play a game, and then you end up with like this watered down version of it, and it's a huge miss.
Yeah, I agree. So those are your AL All-Star quote unquote starters, aka only 3 of them are going to be starting. And here's the national.
Crazy.
Yeah. And here are the National League All-Stars that were selected. We'll see if they actually opt out or not. We got Soto, Pages, and Marsh in the outfield. Muncy, Abrams, Albies, Freeman, and Baldwin behind the plate. Now, do you feel, now that we've seen both rosters, are there any blatant snubs to you?
I mean, I feel like you could make a case for, Willson Contreras, who's had a really good season, and obviously we've talked about him plenty tonight. I think he's got a case. On the pitching side, we know of a couple of definite snubs that are there. But I don't see anything that like jumps out at me as like they really missed. I mean, Michael Harris is having a monster season. Yes, he probably should have gotten more consideration, but Pages, until the last like few weeks, Pages has been an absolute wagon for the Dodgers. I mean, he's been ice cold lately, but he's been a wagon. So, Michael Harris. Scott mentions Bryce Terang. You could definitely make a case for Bryce Terang. He's had a massive season. I mean, but like, I think there's a couple, but I'm not sitting here thinking there's a bunch of them. I will say this National League roster is way better than the American League roster. Like, not even close.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Not close.
Brandon Marsh seems out of place. Am I wrong? I mean, he's had a decent season. The game's in Philly. I think you need a Philly starter in there. I think Sanchez is probably going to get the nod. But for me, the biggest one I was going to say for the National League was Bryce Terang. For sure. I saw that dude hit a game-tying homer on Monday. It was sick. And then watching Joey Ortiz hit the 2-run shot in the bottom of the 8th was awesome. Bryce Terang is a real deal.
I would point out, though, for Brandon Marsh, this guy was hitting 310. With 15 home runs and 46 RBIs, getting the scraps at the bottom of that order. Like, he's having a really good season.
Yeah. No, I'm with you for sure.
But I was definitely surprised to see his name. I was like, holy crap. Like, this is a guy they've tried to trade for 2 straight seasons. They couldn't find a trade partner for him. And here you go. And then you got Alec Boehm, I think, is on the bench. Another guy they've been trying to get rid of who's also going to be on the All-Star team. So wild.
The omission of PCA from the starters is a joke. He's still in, but he's literally the most valuable player in baseball, not named Ohtani. As much as I love Freddie, Bryce or Olsen should start at first. Yeah, again, that's kind of the popularity contest. American League side, Sonny Gray. I know it's another Red Sox. Red Sox really don't deserve multiple All-Stars. I get it. They don't. or any. But you got Chapman. Sonny Gray's the only pitcher in the AL with 10 wins. He's 10-1 with a sub-3 ERA. I think he's going to eventually get in. Some of the pitchers are going to opt out because like their spot in the rotation comes up wonky or weird.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, man. At this point, it's almost starting to get to the Hall of Fame status for me at this point. It's fun to watch it. It's fun to hang out and see him play, but it's not all the guys I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, there are other players you can make cases for, but I feel like you're starting to like nitpick a little bit if you go too much farther down that path.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's definitely, I mean, I think the hard part too is PCA. He's so young. You know, he had the whole altercation with the fan. like as good as he's been, like I just don't think he's quite at that level yet where he's going to get that kind of attention from the fan voting. He will be. He will be there. He'll be there eventually, but the Dodgers are. I mean, look around that. Max Muncy's your third baseman.
I mean, ever since he's gotten his astigmatism fixed and he's got the glasses on, he's been a different hitter.
He has. It's one of those guys you kind of look at and go, like, there wasn't another third baseman you could have picked. But again, like, it's the Dodgers. That's why you got four starters, bunch of guys on the bench.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and Scott, totally get this about Brandon Marsh. 300 plus batting average, nothing to scoff at in a league full of 220 hitters. I agree. I mean, that's a great and crazy first half for sure. So
yeah, he's having a great season. And he gets very little attention because he's kind of down that order.
Yeah. All right,
he's kind of forgotten about.
Let's flip over to the home run derby. We have one contestant.
Might be all you need.
Yeah. So who do you think's going to win out of the contestants so far, Harrison?
I mean, I might take Caminero regardless who's in the field. So probably makes sense that he's the only guy there right now.
Yeah, I think I have Junior right now, but he's going to be up against some pretty high talent here so far. But is the home run derby starting to run its course here? They're changing the rules again here. Are players not really wanting to go into it anymore? Is it just still too early for players to commit to it? And who else would you like to see in here?
I think the home run derby is one of those things where, kind of like the All-Star game, it becomes a bit of a nuisance for guys. I do think that taking the clock away may help more guys be interested because I think they saw the clock as that's a nightmare to go out there and just like swing till I pass out.
Yeah.
So I think the home run derby is not what it used to be. I do think you're going to see a bunch of guys. You'll get this wave of guys that jump in here soon now that they know they're all stars and it's all confirmed and that's all good to go. So you'll see guys make the jump, but I want to see the usual guys. Like I want to see the big power guys. I want to see a guy like Schwarber hit the ball to the moon. I want to see Cameron hit the ball to the moon. I would love to see a guy like Nick Kurtz. I'd love to see Murakami, but I don't think he'll be back in time. It seems like he's still waiting to come back. Alvarez, like I want to see the guys that just hit ball. James Wood, like I just want to see guys hit the balls to the moon.
Yeah, and I love the fact that we're actually going to be able to watch the guys hit it to the moon because it's not timed anymore.
Yes,
they get 20 swings, I think, in the first round, 15 swings in all the other rounds. It's either a home run or it's not. Right. So the most you can get in a round is 20 homers if you hit them all your swings over the fence. So I love that aspect because we can actually enjoy the home run when it's timed. We talked about it, a couple of weeks ago. You just can't see anything. They got the split screen. They're trying to keep up with all the balls flying out like every 3 seconds. They can't. So I think this is a better format. I'm hoping it is, anyways. But
yeah, and to Silix's point, like Schwarber and Bryce deciding if both or just one of them is going to do it. The Phillies definitely need a representative in this. Having two would be great. It's your ballpark.
Right.
You should be putting on a show.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Harper won it at Nationals Park, right? When he won his home run derby title.
Oh,
I think he did. So that would be kind of cool to do it again in your home ballpark if you did. But
that would be neat.
White Sox. Miguel Vargas.
Murakami.
Murakami. Not Vargas. Yeah, Murakami for sure. But yeah, still off. But give me Chris Berman back on the call. He made it so fun. He really did. And
back.
I have been screaming for this for years, John Temple. I want it.
Thanks, John.
I want a skills competition bad. I think it would be so cool. You can do so many things that these hitters could do, these fielders could do, that would make it more entertaining, I think, for fans to kind of watch them do. So, yeah, we'll see. If Alvarez is in it, it's a wrap. Yeah, I don't know.
And that dude hits missiles.
It's crazy, man. Wild.
And Brandon, yes, I was a huge fan of the old school home run derbies. The two guys in some random ballpark in black and white. That was the best. Loved those.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll keep track of who else is coming into the home run derby, but for right now, Caminero is the only one confirmed.
Yeah, John, we know exactly what you're doing. That's why I said thanks, John. I knew you were trying to get
Yeah.
Nick to go off in the skills competition.
That's all right.
Every time this comes up, we get Nick's rant about how great a skills competition would be, which I think we all agree it would be fantastic. But getting those guys to come out and do it would be tough.
Yeah, for sure. All right, out of left field discussion topics, and I took them this week since Harrison was solo. So, and they're kind of all over the map. So interesting to see what you guys think about these. Here we go with the first one. Who is the most iconic person in the MLB that was never a player?
Oh man, that's a good one. There's so many people I think of.
So I have Steinbrenner, I have Morgana, the Kissing Bandit, and obviously Vin Scully. I mean, those are the three that kind of popped into my mind right away. I mean, Morgana got arrested like 90 something times, has like 57 players. Like, I mean, like pretty impressive stuff. And Vin Scully is Vin Scully, right? Bob Uecker was a player, John. So
although, I mean, Uecker might tell you he wasn't really a player, but he was on some teams.
Yeah, that's what I would have put him on. But I mean, who is it for you, Harrison?
Does George Costanza count?
Why not? It's our show.
No, I mean, for me, when I think of like, especially like our era, George Steinbrenner was a larger than life character for sure. Yeah, Harry Carey, that's a great one.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say Don Orsillo because, like, to me, like Orsillo was such a huge part of me watching baseball. Was hearing his voice, and I didn't listen to Vin Scully. I didn't listen to the West Coast game, so those names all come to mind for me.
Yeah. Marvin Miller. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's Vin Scully. I could go to bed every night just listening to him call a game with a story like effortlessly intertwined. Like, it's just, man, there's got to be a radio channel out there that does that. Him just telling stories. So, but I'll have to ask Alexa tonight before I go to bed. But
well, and Mel Allen, this week in baseball. I mean, there's just so much stuff that like I remember growing up that like really shaped my love of the game. Outside of obviously the cast of characters inside of it, but outside of you had so many people around baseball.
Yeah, 1,000% with you. All right, next one I got for you. What is your favorite moment of the year so far?
Ooh. Can I pick the Juan Soto inside the park home run goof up, or can I take the one where the Mets dropped the fly ball? Was that yesterday?
Oh yeah, that one.
Or can I take the 6 errors in a game? Can I take all of those? Just the Mets defense in general is my favorite moment of the year watching them play.
Yeah,
because
for sure,
it's absolutely tragic to watch that team play.
It's not great.
It's just tragic.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the picture you have, like the Joe Adele, I'll never forget that Joe Adele game.
Insane, man.
Never in my life have I seen anything even remotely close to that. That was wild.
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching the game live. Poor John Temple is just lighting up our chat during this game, and he's like, "Man, we should be up 8-0. Instead, we're losing 1-0." Like, they like gave him a run for robbing 3 homers. Like, I mean, it was insane watching that game. Just wild. 3 home run robberies in the same game is insane. I think the Miz taking another step forward for me is also up there. I mean, hitting 105 30 plus times a game as a starter is pretty insane. I'm waiting for the kid's arm to just travel the home plate like one of those foxtails at some point during the season because he throws so hard. But yeah, I think the way he's been able to throw this year is also a pretty big moment.
Yeah, and I think outside of the outside the MLB season, I think the WBC, that was
Yeah.
another great tournament. Great ending, great run for Venezuela. I think the WBC was a really incredible way to kick the whole cycle off.
Yeah, for sure. My son hitting his first career homer, that's pretty awesome,
That's
Silix. That's
sweet.
a pretty awesome moment. I don't have any as a Yankees fan this year.
I mean, there's plenty of teams that don't have any.
I mean, you wouldn't take any of the Cam Schlittler moments. If you don't want Schlittler, I'll take him.
Yeah.
But opening day every year for me, we all have a shot at it that day. Yeah, opening day is always the best day, man. But Baldy before the injury, making it look like T-ball. Oh, I guess Facebook just died. Cool. Love that.
Love that for us.
Cool.
It's so reliable.
Yeah.
I will say, like, another, we had PCA hit the cycle and then get what picked off.
Oh yeah.
We had the Harper cycle. We had the Schwarber 3 home run night in the same game. We've had 10-game winning streaks, 10-game losing streaks. Caminero hitting a boatload of home runs. We had Sanchez's inningless streak. Like, we've had a lot of, like, really cool stuff happen this season. There's also been a lot of weird stuff that's happened this season, but there's been a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, we didn't kill Facebook, man. I hate when it breaks the chain over there.
I got John and Mike over here in Patreon. Like, good thing I can jump to Patreon. It's like, yeah, you can.
Hopefully.
We're here.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta love Facebook. It's always so reliable.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, next question. Which MLB manager has done the most with the least this year?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough one. I think there's a few really good candidates. I mean, I think you can go down the path of the usual suspects. Steven Vogt with the Guardians. Every time I think they're out, they're not. That's an obvious one. Obviously, Will Venable with the White Sox. That team has been a shock. That team is way further ahead than we thought they'd be. I mean, Kotsay with the A's, another great one too. Like, although we expected that team to be pretty good, so
just the pitching for me with the A's. That's
brutal.
We got nothing there. Cardinals a great one, Silix.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I hate to give Ollie Marmol credit, but the Cardinals for sure. But if I had to pick one, I'm going to take Will Venable with the White Sox because that was a team we thought would be better. We did not think they'd be in contention. And those guys hit the lights out. They still don't pitch great, but they've gotten enough. And I think they've done a lot with a roster that shouldn't be where it is.
Yeah, I agree. For me, I think it's Ranger Suarez 5 Ks and then left the game in the third inning. That's great.
Sweet.
For me, it's now trying not to be a homer here, but I think it's Lovello. Right, he had so many injuries coming into the year, especially in his pitching staff. He has somehow patchworked that pitching staff to be somewhat sustainable for their offense to make up for the lack of pitching. Right, still not having Corbin Burns. Zach Gallen is still a little bit all over the place. So for me, Lovello's done a great job keeping that staff together and getting the most out of that pitching staff. But I mean, Padres are falling back. Diamondbacks are in second place in the West. So
yeah,
they still got a long road ahead of them. But for me, I love Lovello, and I love the fact that he's been able to manage the injuries and keep them in contention. At times that the Diamondbacks didn't look great, he's held it together. So
yeah, we got a couple votes over here for obviously the White Sox and Venable. Pirates, and then Kevin Cash of the Rays. The Rays, that's Kevin Cash should get the same treatment of Stephen Vogt. Like every time you think that team is out, they're not, and he somehow makes it work with less. Always, guys you never heard of come up and make huge contributions.
Yeah, but
We
I
do
think,
one vote for Dave Roberts. I know that he's working with less, so he's only got like, five aces instead of 6. So
yeah. No, I think you guys nailed it on that. I think it's Will Venable. I mean, there's really no other option, really. I mean, is it still freaking Kevin Cash in Tampa every year? Right? I mean, it's
like clockwork.
yeah. So I mean, he's another one, but yeah, insane. All right, and the last one I got for you before trivia. Which team did we disregard at the start of the season do we think has the best chance to make some noise in the postseason? So, not necessarily the team that's doing the best right now. Which team do you think that we completely cast off has a chance to make noise in the postseason?
Oh, so so I thought the Marlins were a fringe playoff team. The White Sox, I definitely think we're going to beat the Cardinals. I thought we're going to be fighting for the basement, and the Rays, I thought we're going to be in the basement too. So I think of the teams, I think the Rays are the most complete of that group and could absolutely make some noise because they've shown they can absolutely hit the lights out. This team can rake. And the pitching is good enough. And as John says, I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone either. But I think of this group, I would say the Rays are probably the team I had the lowest expectations for that right now I think could be a legitimate American League champion or league champion.
Yeah, I think to go that far to like make some noise, it would be the Rays for me. I'm not sleeping on the White Sox. I like their game. I really do like their game. And I think they're pretty deep in that lineup. They have guys that can hit for power. They have guys that hit for contact. They're fast. They can pitch. They can pitch the ball a little bit. I think the White Sox could be a dangerous series for, this wide open American League. I could see the White Sox making some noise for sure. So, listen. I think anybody in the AL can make some noise in the playoffs. So,
well, yeah, I think the AL is the most wide open because you don't have any. I don't, at least in my opinion, you don't have any locks right now. Like you've got some teams that are good. I still think the Yankees are probably the best overall team, but they're in a funk and they're also not fully healthy, missing Judge. So, but yeah, the White Sox are not a team to disregard. I just think their pitching gets eaten alive in the playoffs. But they've proven they can out hit that pitching a lot of nights. So, all bets are off.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. All right. We have got some trivia, and Harrison put it together. You started, was it National League last week?
Yeah, so last week was the National League hits leaders. So this week we're going to flip around and do the American League. So
all righty.
Strap in. I got all 15 ready to go for you.
Let's go.
All right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Athletics? Number 1 is Bert Campaneris, 1882. Al Simmons with 1827. This guy, 3rd. Jimmy Dykes, 4th with 1705. And Bob Johnson, 5th with 1617. Who is 3rd all time in hits for the Athletics?
I got this one.
I figured I'd start off with an easy one.
Mm-hmm. So I think I did these on like a post series like 2 years ago. It's been
Forever
a while
ago.
So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Carl, I'm with you. It's definitely Ricky. It's got to be.
It is. And even Ricky would tell you it's Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky. Nice. 17.
Ricky Henderson, 1768.
Nice. Love it.
He had a few hits in his day.
Yeah, just a few. Just a few.
All right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Angels? Garrett Anderson, number 1 with 2368. Mike Trout, number 2 with 1816. Tim Salmon, number 3 with 1674. Brian Downing, number 4 with 1588. And this guy is 5th. Who is the number 5 hits leader all time for the Angels? Yes.
No,
He was a hitting machine for a stretch.
Not Carew. It's a great guess, Carl. It's not
Mm.
Carew. He spent too much time in Minnesota, I think, to get the.
Yep.
Yes, Cran. It is Darren Erstad for sure. Nice.
Yep. Darren Erstad with 1505.
Yeah. He was there forever. I put in the private chat to Harrison, the Nebraskan punter.
Yep.
So, yep.
Yeah, we guesses of Sean Figgins and Gloss over here, which were obviously, those are great guesses.
Miss Chone. Good old Chone.
Yep. All right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Rangers? Number 1, Michael Young with 2230. Number 2, Ivan Rodriguez, 1747. You had this guy 3rd. Rafael Palmeiro 4th with 1692. And Juan Gonzalez 5th with 1595. Who is 3rd in all-time hits for the Rangers? Yes, sir.
Okay. I was like, who is it? not Rendon for the Angels. That's a great guess, though. Just off the top 5.
But he did have the highest dollars per hit of anybody in history.
For sure. For sure. Crazy. Yeah.
He took the most days off, too.
Yeah.
He loved that unlimited PTO plan the Angels had.
Yeah, you guys all got it. Elvis and Andrews. So between both of you, you got the entire name. So love it. Yeah. And then Michael and Carl did it back to back. Elvis and Andrews. Like, love it. Yeah. Nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elvis Andrews, 1743.
Wow. Yeah, he looked so weird when he went over to Oakland and was wearing that green and gold for a while. I'm like, what are you doing? That looks weird.
I think people forget like how good he was in Texas, how long he was there. Like he was a staple of that team for a while. And then he and Beltray back and forth that was legendary.
So good. Loved it.
Absolutely legendary.
Yep.
So, all right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Astros? Number 1, Craig Biggio, 3,060. Number 2, Jose Altuve, 2,446. Number 3, Jeff Bagwell, 2,314. Number 4 is this guy. And number 5 is Cesar Cedeno at 1,659. Who is 4th all time in hits for the Astros?
Oh, man, I can't remember this one. Morgan Ensberg.
No. Not Berkman. I want to say he was 6 or 7.
Yeah, he had too much time with the Cardinals in there, too.
Yep.
Dang.
This guy had a son play in the league.
Oh, yeah, it's Jose Cruz.
There it is.
Yeah, nice job, Curtis. Yeah, Jose
Cruz, 1937.
Nice job. Curtis and Scott, nice work.
All right, finish up the West. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Mariners? Number 1 is Ichiro at 2542. Number 2 is Edgar Martinez, 2247. Number 3 is Ken Griffey Jr., 1843. Number 4 is this guy. And number 5 is Jay Buhner with 1255. Who is 4th all time in hits for the Mariners? Michael Cesar was willing to kill to get into 4th. Oh, man.
Did A-Rod get that many hits before he left?
No, sir.
Yeah, that would be a lot. Who else is it? Oh, that's you guys totally got it. Duh.
Yep.
Kyle
Now,
Seager.
my
for
next hit
sure.
was going to be he's got a brother in the league. But yeah,
Yeah.
Kyle Seager, 1395.
I should have gotten that right off the bat. That's dumb. That's dumb. Good one.
All right, moving on to the Central. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Royals? Number 1, George Brett, 3154. Number 2, Frank White, 2006. Number 3 is this guy. Number 4 is Willie Wilson, 1968. And number 5 is Hal McRae at 1924. Who is third all time in hits for the Royals?
Bobby Witt Jr. already.
I mean, probably not far off.
My guess is Salvi or Alex Gordon here. I'll do great tonight, then eat dog crap on Thursday. Watch. I'm gonna go with Salvi Perez here over Alex Gordon.
No, sir.
Crap. I'm gonna go Alex Gordon over Salvi.
Also not him.
Oh. Eric Hosmer.
Also not him.
Is it Amos Otis?
It is.
Dang it.
Amos Otis, 1977.
What is sixth? Yeah.
He'll be at the top of that list or right behind George Brett at some point.
How many hits does Salvi have? He must not be far.
He's
1776.
Yeah, so he's
So
still a little ways out.
yeah, crazy. He's been there for 50 years.
I mean, at least.
Yeah.
So, all right, here we go to the Guardians. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Guardians? Nap Lajoie, 2047. Number 2 is this guy. Number 3 is Earl Averill, 1903. Number 4 is Joe Sewell, 1800. Number 5 is Charlie Jameson, 1753. Who is the number 2 hits leader all time for the Guardians?
I think I got this one. I'll give Chad a minute. See if.
And was Amos was the guy that no, never mind. I think I'm correcting myself.
He has the famous cookies.
Well, yeah, I know famous Amos.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I'm with Silix Crayon. It's Tris Speaker, correct?
It is. It's Tris.
Yeah.
Tris Speaker, 1965.
Nice. Good one. Extra base machine, too.
Yeah. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the White Sox? Number 1, Luke Appling, 2749. Number 2, Nellie Fox, 2470. Number 3 is this guy. Number 4 is Frank Thomas, 2136. And number 5 is Eddie Collins, 2007. Who is third in all-time hits for the White Sox?
I'm going to answer it how I get every single answer every time I do a Red Sox trivia question about hits. Robin Ventura off Nolan Ryan.
That one, yeah.
Every single time I get that comment at least 50 times.
Never gets old.
I'm like, oh man, so good. So good. All right, let's see. Aparicio's a great guess.
That is a great guess. Harold Baines, that's going to bother Nick.
Ozzie Guillen.
Oh, good guess. Not Ozzie. The answer is in chat.
Oh, got it. It's Paul Canerco, isn't it?
It is.
Paulie K.
It's Mr. Canerco. 2292.
That's more than I thought out of him. Love that.
Yeah. Yeah, more hits than I remembered.
But
not as many as Robin Ventura got from Nolan Ryan.
So lame, man. So lame.
But it never fails. We see it every time.
Oh man. I just don't even like the comment anymore. I just move on.
Just ignore it. Move on.
Yeah.
All right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Tigers? Number 1, Ty Cobb, 3,900. Number 2, OK Line, 3007. Number 3 is this guy. Number 4 is Harry Heilman, 24.99. Number 5 is Sam Crawford, 24.66. Who is third all time in hits for the Tigers?
Trammell's my guess.
A good guess, not him.
Oh, it's Charlie Gehringer for sure.
Yes, it is.
Nice job, Carl. Yeah.
Charlie Gehringer, 28.39.
Who has the most? Who has the most? Which team has the most 3,000 hit guys? Tigers got 2. Who else has multiple 3,000 hit guys? Is there anybody else?
I think it's just them.
The Reds don't. They just got Rose, which I would imagine got 3,000 hits with them.
Yeah, I mean the Yankees don't have more than one.
Yeah, it's just Jeter.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Red Sox don't have any, right? Because Wade Boggs didn't get 3,000.
Well, you got Yaz.
Oh, so then yes. Yaz got 3,000?
Yeah.
Okay. But
yeah, I think it's just the Tigers with multiple.
That's crazy. I would have thought there would have been another team that had, like the A's had a shot, but their highest is like 1,800, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's some of these teams. I mean, I expect low numbers from like the Rays, but I didn't expect such low numbers from other teams like the A's.
Yeah,
all that history.
Mm-hmm. Phillies don't. No, I think no, because is Rollins their top hitter?
Yeah,
and I don't even think he got 3,000.
He didn't.
So yeah,
there's so many teams that don't have a single 3,000 hit guy.
Yeah, that's wild. Cleveland has 3. Did they have 3? We just did them, right?
Yeah, Napa is the most at just over 2,000.
Yeah, so they don't have 3
because these are hits in the time with the team. So that's the thing.
Right. Yeah, it's not total. It's just with the team.
Right. So you got a bunch of guys that had 3,000 hits, but they split it between 2 or 3 teams.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Twins? Sam Rice, 28.89, number 1. Number 2, Kirby Puckett, 23.04. Number 3, Joe Judge, 22.91. Number 4 is this guy. Number 5 is Clyde Milan, 2,100. Who was 4th all-time in hits for the Twins?
I don't. Torrey Hunter.
No, great guess though.
Carl says Goose Goslin.
No.
John Carter. Rod Carew. Yeah, because if he wasn't on the Angels, Rod Carew makes sense here.
Not Carew.
Is it Mauer?
Guesses of Killebrew and Molitor over here. Neither one of them.
Is it Mauer?
It is Mr. Mauer.
Yeah. Nice job, Curtis.
Yeah, Mr. Mauer, 21-23.
I mean, I get what Mauer did. Those are not Hall of Fame hit stats. That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy.
big poppy.
Yeah, love it.
Oh God.
21-23. Crazy.
All right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Rays? Number 1, Carl Crawford at 1480. Number 2, Evan Longoria, 1471. Number 3, Ben Zobrist at 1016. Number 4 is this guy. Number 5 is BJ Upton at 910. Who is 4th all time in hits for the Rays?
My go-to Rays answer every time, Jose Lobaton.
No, but close.
Dang it. Diana Navarro.
Also close, but no. Good guess, not him.
That's not
those Aubrey. Numbers. Harrison is my answer.
I don't think Aubrey Huff was there long enough. I know he's got the single season hit. It's not Aubrey Huff, is it?
Not Aubrey Huff.
Is it Carlos Pena?
Not Carlos Pena.
Mike Zunino.
No, that'd been awesome if it was
Oh,
though.
dang. I just keep hitting race catchers because you said I was close.
Yeah.
Who am I missing? I'm missing a pretty big catcher there, aren't I?
I mean, it's not a catcher.
Oh, it's not a catcher. Oh, Pirates have 2,000 hit guy. Yeah, 3,000 Wagner and Clemente. It's a good call. Crawford Longo, Kiermaier.
Not Kiermaier.
Is it Yandy already?
It is Yandy Diaz already.
Yeah, probably should have guessed that. The dude's won batting titles for the last 4 years.
Yep, Yandy Diaz at 982
and climbing. He'll be
fast.
He'll be in third in no time. Dude's a hitting machine.
Absolutely is. So, all right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Orioles? Number 1, Cal Ripken Jr., 3184. Number 2, Brooks Robinson, 2848. Number 3, George Sisler, 2295. Number 4, Eddie Murray, 2080. And number 5 is this guy, who is 5th all time in hits for the Orioles.
Toppers, I do have a Yankees cap in my closet, so I could go get it and put it on. Maybe for Final Jeopardy on Thursday, or maybe next Sunday. I'll bust it out for you. But I just got this hat last weekend, so I had to sport it. 5th for the Orioles here. Boog Powell. That's Adam Jones.
Good guess, not him.
Yeah, it's Adam Jones.
Yeah, it is.
It's got to be. Yeah. Nice job.
It is Adam Jones, 1781. Mike Reed guessed Brian Roberts. Not a bad guess either.
No. That was doubles for Brian Roberts.
Yeah, no kidding. That guy hit a lot of doubles
in a season. Yeah.
All right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Blue Jays? Number 1, Tony Fernandez, 1583. Number 2, Vernon Wells, 1529. Number 3 is this guy. Number 4 is Lloyd Mosby, 1319. Number 5 is George Bell at 1294. Who is 3rd all time in hits for the Blue Jays?
You couldn't leave out Vernon Wells for me, huh?
Oh no, I had to make sure he was on the list. And every time I read Lloyd Mosby, I have to try so hard not to say Ted Mosby.
I know, right? I say that too.
I have to make sure I don't say it.
So when I was looking, I was doing like the players that had spent at least 10 years with a club and finished their whole career with that team. There's this many people on the Blue Jays.
I know, it's wild.
Their entire career. Yeah, I'm with Chad. I think it's Delgado here.
It's another team with a lot of history, but like you don't see it because nobody was ever there that long.
Yeah.
And yes, it is Carlos.
Yeah, Delgado.
14-13.
Del got it.
Carlos Del got it.
Yeah. Love it.
All right. Who are the top 5 hits leaders all time for the Yankees? Number 1, Derek Jeter, 3465. Number 2, Lou Gehrig, 2721. Number 3, Babe Ruth, 2518. Number 4, Mickey Mantle, 2415. Number 5 is this guy. Who's number 5 all time in hits for the Yankees?
Joey D.
No, sir.
Scott Brocious.
Close. Very close. He's right behind Jazz Chisholm.
Okay. He's behind Jazz Chisholm. Oh, God. That's terrible. Yeah. It's Bernie Williams, I think. I think you're right. So
yes, it would be Burn, Baby Burn.
That's right.
2336.
Yeah, for sure.
It amazes me like how far up the history rankings Bernie Williams is. Like when you think Yankees, you think of all the guys that are ahead of him, and like he doesn't get that same level of consideration.
Yeah, and he should, man. He was so good. Like he was the one Yankee I feared because it was just like, how is he gonna beat us tonight? Like just a silent assassin.
Yeah, and the guy, like, you just don't think about him because he was surrounded by other superstars, but then like he was the guy that did all the damage.
Oh my god, man. So
But
many
like
times.
you look at his final stats, like where he stands in Yankee history, and this dude should be, you know, hailed like these other guys ahead of him, and he just doesn't get the same fanfare.
No, it's insane. It's wild.
But anyways,
Crazy.
all right, finish up with the Red Sox. Who are the top 5 hits leaders of all time for the Red Sox? Carl Yastrzemski, 34-19. Ted Williams, 26-54. Jim Rice, 24-52. Dwight Evans, 23-73. And number 5 was this guy, who is 5th all time in hits for the Red Sox. And yeah, Silix, Bernie's postseason was even better than his regular season. The dude was, when October rolled around, he was a different player.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like just he had a whole nother gear he went to.
Yep. We got Boggs, we got Dorr, we got Pedroia, we got Boggs.
It's one of them.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. It's got to be Boggs, I would think.
It would be
Dorsman is
Wade
fun.
Lemon Pepper Chicken Boggs.
Yeah, for sure.
Wade 72 beers on a flight Boggs. Whatever the number was.
Wild story. Yep. Wade Boggs. Nice. So, great ones. Love those. Love those for sure.
It's fun, nice and easy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got nothing else to add here. We're 200. My God. We're 2 hours and 20 minutes into the show. But Harrison, do you have anything to add?
I did, and I lost the article. Oh, here it is. So, well, people take a minute to find something. Did you see the Facebook stuff Major League Baseball is putting out, the social media content MLB is putting out about the CBA and all the stuff they've been proposing?
No, I don't think so.
Well, so for once, they're posting about something other than Shohei Ohtani, which is pretty cool. But they're getting a lot of crap from the Players Association because the union's pushing back on this as a political ad style campaign. So if you get a minute, go check out MLB, because they're actually outlining the proposals, what they've accepted, what they've proposed, what they would want to change, kind of in like, they call it political style, but more so like, here are the issues, here's where we stand, here's what we propose, here's what we can agree on. Like really putting this, out to the fans in a way that's easy to follow and understand. The union is hating this because they're giving the fans the kind of the full outlook. Here's everything. And now you guys are fully up to speed on what's going on. This is the first time MLB has ever publicly discussed the issues that are kind of coming up in the CBA, and the union is not liking it. MLB is saying, well, we have a responsibility to communicate directly to the fans. So like, this is what we're doing. And there's no problem here.
Right.
It is absolutely pissing the union off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then do something about it. Like, that's all I have to say. Like, if you're not happy with how it's going, then change your stance.
So this is the quote from Mr. Meyer. With the All-Star game approaching and what should be a celebration of our game, MLB seems to be spending most of its efforts on a political ad style campaign, trying to mislead fans into thinking that the game they love is broken, to justify a system that would put more money in the owners' pockets.
This guy needs to stop talking. He's already lost the fans, and that tells me that like I don't want to listen to anything that comes out of that guy's mouth. The MLB is doing what the fans has asked for. And that is to be like, keep us updated. We want to know where you are in negotiations. Players have lost all public relations in this deal. they're gonna lose this and lose this bad.
Yeah,
They already don't have legs to stand on.
Yeah, it's not good. And you read the comments on some of this stuff. Like I think the owners have the majority of fan support. And I think that's why the union hates us so much, is that MLB is being very open with the fans about what's going on, where things stand. The union hates it because they look like the bad guys. Because when you break it down, based on where you stand today, if you had to pick one side that's doing the least to help the cause, it's the players.
Yeah. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it, buddy. Always good to have you in the chat there with us to add to the discussions. Appreciate it. Yeah, the players have lost this for sure. There's no way. I don't think there's any way the players union can get this back. It's almost to the point where it's too far gone. The owners would have to completely shoot themselves in the foot multiple times, I think, for them to lose this PR battle at this point.
Yeah.
The owners have put everything on the table, right? And the player, like you said, I think you said it perfectly last show. I listened to it back. Is they're not countering, they're just saying, "Oh, we don't like that."
Yeah.
And that's it. That's your only answer? Instead of being like, "Hey Harrison, can I borrow $50?" And you come back with like, "Hey, how about 30?" And then I go, "Well, how about 40?" Like there's none of that going on. It is just like, "Hey, can you have $50?" And you just go, "No, I don't like that." And then that's the end of the discussion. Like, what is the players union doing? That's frustrating.
Yeah,
MLB's throwing all the cards are out on the table.
Yeah, it's not that we have a better idea, it's that we just don't like yours. And that's all we got.
I don't understand that. Yeah, the players have screwed themselves over this really bad and have no one to blame but themselves. I wonder if it gets much worse. When do the players reps stand in and be like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, do they get to that point?
I mean, I do feel at some point that the players are going to realize they don't have nearly as much leverage in this as they thought they did. Because at the end of the day, they get paid to play. They want to play. They need to play. They don't have the same financial bandwidth to withstand as the owners, because not everybody signed a $700 million deal.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're all chasing stats to pad their career numbers, and they all want to make Hall of Fame runs. A lot of those guys are going to look at the fact they're missing games as dumb because they already had 2020 messed them up. They already lost some games in 2021. Like they can't lose more games.
No.
Like they need as many games as possible.
Yeah.
And losing more is not going to be a good option. So I think the players are going to look around at some point and realize that they just don't have the leverage they think they have. And then the fans getting on their case isn't going to help.
No. Michael says, but does the PR battle really matter? They have to come to an agreement. Unfortunately, we have no say in the negotiations. Well, and it sounds like the Players Association really doesn't have any say in the negotiations either. They have the ability to, they're just not saying anything. That's the part that I don't understand, is like the owners are putting out options. They are saying legit, almost, what do you want for dinner? We have pizza, we have burgers, we have tacos, we have spaghetti and meatballs. What do you want? It's all here. And the Players Association is just being like, I'm not hungry. That gets us nowhere.
Yes.
So I just, man, I don't know. It's absolutely insane to me that they're not even willing to. And then the package they did throw out initially was laughable. Yeah. So I don't know where it goes from here. It's not great. This is not good.
Yeah, Mike Reed's got a good explanation over here. The union isn't wrong. The owners are just trying to push us in the light to blame the players when they push back on things. This is all being done to try to win the court of public opinion. That's all this is, right? And we talked about that on the last show too. Is so much of this right now is just trying to win in the court of public opinion. and you want to build support for your side so that, later in the year when they still haven't made any progress, are fans going to start booing the players? They're going to start giving them crap. Are they going to are the players going to get all the negative headlines? Sometimes you can swing that pendulum, but at the end of the day, I just don't think the players have the leverage they think they've got. They don't have the fan support they think they have. And I think they're very much, this is very much an uphill battle for the players. Now, can they fight it to the end? They absolutely can. I just don't think they will. I think at some point they're going to realize they can't win this battle.
I think that's where I'm at, is like I get it's all posturing, right? It's still quote unquote early and all of that stuff. But to have no response, to me, from the outside looking in, it just looks like they are so unorganized, because they can't even take in what the MLB is offering them and then offer a counter.
Nothing.
Right. And that's what I think should be happening right now. You should not be waiting until December 1st when it runs out. You guys should be trying to reach an agreement now. So literally on December 1st, all you have to do is sign off on it, and that's that. But it's just, I mean, I wouldn't even say it's crickets coming out of there. It's just crap coming out of the players' side. And a comment like that doesn't help, because now the Players Association is kind of like, oh, well, they're not playing fair by keeping us updated and educated on what's going on. It's not like they're omitting what the Players Association is saying. You can't omit something you haven't said.
Right. I mean, and it's true. Like, I think the players deserve a lot of the heat they're getting right now, because they've been anything but constructive.
Yeah. I don't know. It just, it makes me upset. Like, I understand that the owners have a lot going on, right? They're in the middle of the season. They're trying to get this all together, and I can't imagine it's easy. However, you don't have to make it tougher. And that's where I'm at, is like, don't make it harder than it already is. And they are. So, I don't know. It's frustrating.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not productive. Nothing here is actually moving forward.
No. And I mean, how many more times can the MLB come out and say, hey, okay, you didn't like that, let's offer this, right? Like, I mean, for the players to just turn it down and turn it down and turn it down. When do they stop?
I don't yeah. And like Mike Reed says, neither side's accepting a deal right now anyways. And you're totally right. Like, this is all just setting up the actual negotiation that's going to happen behind closed doors, but nobody gets points for what happens behind closed doors. They're trying to win points now.
And I get that. And I get what everyone's saying, right? The fans are children. The owners are acting like they'll give you a quart of ice cream while the players are only giving you a pint. It's posturing. Concessions will be made, right? Yeah. I get all of that. But to not even have anything come out of that camp is why I'm frustrated. Right? Start the negotiation process now. Right? We haven't seen what the players actually want since the very first statement, correct?
Yes. Yeah, because they've not come back with anything else constructive other than the prop bet thing, which we all said, duh. Like, that's obvious.
Right. So until they officially come back with, like, a list of demands, like, we're not going to be able to have a back and forth to get to an agreement. It's pretty much the MLB just being like, hey, we have our stuff on the table. We're waiting for you.
Yep.
And instead they're just being like, yeah, we don't like it.
Pretty much.
Cool. That's fine, but like, we're not even talking about it. Like, we can't even meet in the middle if there's nothing on your side to meet in the middle with. That's where I'm at.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's they need to stop talking about it and just get in a room and start negotiating it. Like, let's stop throwing out media headlines and let's go do the work to actually move this forward.
Yep. Totally agree. So I don't know. Whatever. All right. Anything else for this evening?
That's it.
All right. Yeah, I don't have anything either. We do have our final week of Jeopardy on Thursday. It's going to be a great one. We got tons of good categories that I haven't even written yet. So, still trying to play catch up a little bit for my trip here. But the last and final game, week 5 of Jeopardy, with bragging rights and rounding third gear, is on the line. So make sure to check us out Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the final round of Jeopardy. Until then, thank you as always, everybody in the chat. You guys are absolutely incredible. You guys brought the heat and the entertainment tonight. This was a fun show. So glad to be back in the chair and talking with you guys. Missed you guys when I was gone. So glad to be back. We will be back Thursday night, 9 p.m. Till then,